Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sidebusters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sidebusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sidebusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sidebuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like. Kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sidebusters got one for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sidebusters.
It is the season finale for the Hastings Sidebusters as Hastings gets set to go against the Fremont Moo, an old nemesis for this Hastings squad as they have not beaten the Moo in 10 tries this year. The two teams had a lot of fun yesterday with Banana Ball, or as we called it, Buster Ball and Hastings did win that contest, so maybe they exercise the demons and kind of find a way to win a real one today. Hastings coming into this contest 10-16 in second half competition. Fremont 14-13, but they won the first half of the Independence League title, so they'll be playing in the championship series. How focused will they be today? How many frontline pitchers will they use? That's a big question. Hastings a lot to play for just in terms of trying to finish this 2023 season on a high note. I'm Steve Stein. We'll hear from Ryan Valenta. Mason Henricks is our engineer today. Big salute to the guys next door, Connor Christensen and Noah Pagel, as we bring you the season finale for the Hastings Sidebusters. We'll have a couple of spotlights as we feature 2 of the players which have seen a lot of time during the course of this season. We'll begin with Jacob Suits when we come back. This is Sidebuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
It is a Sidebuster Spotlight as we hear from Jacob Suits. He joined the team relatively late, was a big contributor on that pitching staff during the course of the summer. Jacob, talk a little bit about your path to becoming a Sidebuster. How'd you become a Hastings Sidebuster this year?
Well, I knew I kind of wanted to take the first half of the summer off, kind of let my body rest, don't get too burnt out, and so my coach hooked me up with Scott, and it's kind of history from there.
I tell you what, really one of the more reliable strike throwers on this team. I know that the outing you had the last time at Duncan Field, kind of scary. Tell us a bit about the collision at home plate and how you're progressing with that thumb.
Yeah, so I had kind of a bad play at home plate. We were just throwing a strike it wouldn't happen, but no, it kind of, my thumb bent all the way back, hand kind of went numb, and so that kind of set me back a little bit. Not really what I wanted to be, because I joined late in the summer. I wanted to get a lot of innings this second half, and so I don't know, getting it all healed up. We should be fully healed and ready to go by fall time when I need to go throw a DMAC.
And the good news is it wasn't your throwing hand, even though, does it hurt to catch a ball back from the catcher?
It doesn't feel too good, but that's why hopefully that tape and stuff helps it a little bit.
We're talking with Jacob Suits. He's been a reliable starter for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. Out of high school, you don't think baseball when you think Lindsay Holy family. Tell us a bit about where you got your baseball experience.
Well, so I started playing in our little Humphrey League when I was really young or whatever, and basketball and football are always the big things there. They don't really, baseball's not huge. But I kind of, just like the pop of the mitt as a kid, throwing the ball around. And so I was about 10 or 12 maybe. I joined Columbus Outlaws, a little travel team, got connected with Travis Tessendorf. He was a coach there, and he also coached the Columbus Lakeview Legion team, and so got set up with them as I went through high school, and like I said, history from there.
And Humphrey and Lindsay Holy family, I'll tell you, there's been some great athletes come out of that region. That's a pretty fun area for athletics overall.
Yeah, they're Class B in the Legion aspect, but we're like Class C2 in sports at our school. But the competition actually, is really not bad at all. You would think like being from small communities it wouldn't be that great athletes, but actually competition was fun, tough. It was a good experience, I think, for me.
Talking with Jacob Suits, who went on to Des Moines Area Community College. How's your experience been in Iowa so far?
It's been a blast. Coach Mishler there is a really great coach, along with Coach Higginbotham, Coach Brundage. Really big learning experience this past year. It's a lot different than high school ball, but been a lot of fun. Got a good amount of innings, which I was really happy with, and then this next year I think we're going to have a really good team back and have a really good shot to get big things.
What were you hoping for this summer in terms of areas you wanted to improve on for the fall and spring?
I think it was just kind of hitting my spots more. As you get, you're a first-year guy going in and playing college ball, nerves are huge. Not letting that bothering me, kind of getting past that part. It took a little bit at DMAC, but I got past that part, and then just I think getting ahead and so important. You don't really realize how important it is, and throwing strikes. You don't want to waste pitches either. So I've tried to focus a little better on that. Velocity hasn't been obviously where I wanted it to be, and that's due to injury, due to not throwing constantly due to it. So I think just like getting back in routine and being myself out there, throwing strikes and getting on top of hitters is just a huge thing for me.
We were talking off air. Obviously the spring season's important for wins and losses, but it's kind of the fall where you get the recruiting aspect of it. Tell us a bit about what you're focused on here in the next month or so.
Yeah, so hopefully as you get the velocity back up here as we get to the fall, and we have a couple huge showcases right as we get to DMAC, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, just got to go be myself, and I think I'll be all right.
We're talking with Jacob Suits. Academically, how'd it go that first year? What's the plans?
Good. I'm studying business right now. Grades were all good. Like I said, planning on going on, hopefully playing baseball, studying business, so yeah.
Studying business, do you have a goal in mind? Where would you like to see yourself land in terms of a potential business degree?
Well, so my end goal is to kind of be like manager of a bank someday. I always think that'd be pretty cool. I like dealing with money. Money's always nice. My dad was a superintendent at art school for a long time. Then he's now works at the bank at Humphrey. So that kind of got me a little interested. And yeah, I think it'll be fun to see where I end up in the next 4 years.
How have you enjoyed your time getting to know the guys and pitching here at Duncan Field for the Hastings Sodbusters?
It's been a really fun time. A lot of really great guys on this team. Obviously not as many wins as we wanted, but that's baseball. Had a lot of guys come and go. It's hard to mold as a group, but I think this second half we've really come together, I thought, and started playing better, playing as a team. That first half when I got here, I think I got here 2 or 3 weeks before the break, and you could kind of tell everyone was just kind of separated a little bit because of you're not winning games. When you're not winning games, it's not fun, And so I think this second half will really come together as a group and put a couple strings of wins together, which is nice. But no, a lot of really great guys, a lot of good friendships that I'm going to take on for the rest of my life.
And it was certainly fun to watch Jacob Suits pitch throughout the course of this summer. That's our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
Relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood-bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
The Sodbuster Spotlight, an opportunity to hear from Hayden Zafino as we're going to get a chance to meet him. But first thing we got to ask him, he caught the batted ball off the bat of Joel Skipper to retire Skipper in the banana ball game. Your initial reaction?
I kind of didn't realize that I caught the ball at first, and I saw everyone start kind of booing me, and it was just, I don't know, it was kind of speechless to start. But
Nothing like building team chemistry, particularly with your coach. Hayden, talk a little bit about your journey to becoming a Sodbuster. It sounds like maybe you were going to be a Sodbuster earlier in the year and then joining the team late. Tell us a bit about your journey to be a Hastings Sodbuster.
to start summer, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to play summer ball. Got through half of summer, and then Skip texted me and was kind of like, hey, you should come out and play. So finally decided to come out and play, and now I'm here, and now I entered the transfer portal before I came down, and he was heavy on recruiting me, and now I'm just having the time of my life and throwing good, meeting new people, meeting new friends, and just liking Nebraska.
and you probably would have never said that before. Did you know anything about this part of the country? Now, it sounds like your sister works here?
I didn't really know much other than just what my sister had informed me, and talking with Skip was pretty much it. I came down here very not open-minded, kind of thinking I was going to hate it. Spent the first few weeks with Skip and my sister, and it was a blast. And now been having a good time.
We're talking with Hayden Zafino, Erie, Pennsylvania home. Tell us a bit about that part of the country and how it compares to the Great Plains.
Not much back home, but you can definitely go out in the summer and hang out with friends and do things around the town. I'm like here, I feel like I'm cramped in my sister's apartment. But other than that, it's not a big difference. Just more buildings, more traffic. But here's more plain fields and cornfields. That's other than that, it's not much.
We're talking with Hayden Zafino, outstanding pitcher. And, watching you during Banana Ball, it looks like, I know they had you batting. You stole second. You look like a solid third baseman. What positions did you play in high school? Did you play a little bit of everywhere? I think with your size, maybe you were a good first baseman too?
Actually, no. I was a catcher all the way until junior year of high school, and then transferred to pitching during COVID and been a pitcher ever since.
That is amazing. You don't see too many 6'7" catchers. How do you get out of the squat to throw guys out?
I don't know. It was rough. My knees are feeling it now.
But now transitioning to pitching, and I'll tell you what, you added a lot of stability to this staff. Talk a little bit about what you were trying to accomplish during your few starts here in Hastings in terms of areas you were looking to improve on heading into the next stop in your college adventure.
I was just trying to throw strikes, trying to throw hard, and just locate. And that was really what I came in here. Came in really just telling myself that I don't really care how I do as long as I go out there and perform and do my best, and it kind of paid off and it kind of helped, and I think I really excelled in that aspect.
We're talking with Hayden Zafino. Talk a little bit about academics. What do you study and what would you like to see yourself long term?
I'm a business finance major right now, and I love numbers and math, but thinking about it more and talking with my friends back home, I think being a police officer would be pretty awesome. So not sure where the future will take me with that, but a lot of time ahead of me.
You mentioned police officer. Is a criminal justice major a possibility? Do you maybe major in one thing and then just go to a police academy or something?
I'm not sure. A lot of possibilities. Might end up changing my major on wherever I end up, which is looking like I'll be at Hastings for the school year as well. But we'll figure it out still.
And you mentioned having a fun time with his sister, enjoying Coach Skipper, and I know it's not official yet, but you just mentioned it, so I'm going to ask you, potential to be a Hastings Bronco?
Very highly, very highly. I love Skip, love the community, love everything they do for everything, and then I'm thinking it's going to be home.
And plus, pitching at Duncan Field, 408 to straightaway center, is that an attractive prospect?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Don't have to worry about deep fly balls getting out of the field. It's awesome.
Hayden Zafino, he is our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. FiskChiropracticSportsClinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Welcome back to historic Duncan Field as we put the finishing touches on the 2023 summer campaign for the Hastings Sodbusters. Hastings and Fremont getting set to go as these two teams, kind of a nice, how shall we say, the beginning and the end. This is where it all began as the two teams squared off on opening night, and they'll meet here on the final night of the 2023 campaign. And the Dadgum Sodbusters still looking for their first win against those dreaded Moo. Maybe today's the day, Ryan Valenta.
Well, if you don't count last night, which at some point I would count last night a little bit, but looking to get on the scoreboard with an official win against Fremont. And like you said, two teams squared off on opening day, and what a season this has been. If you had told me on opening day this is where the two teams would have been standing on the season finale, I probably wouldn't have believed you. This has been a whole lot of ups and downs, whole lot of highs and lows for this Sodbuster team. At the start of the years, you may know, the Sodbusters struggled, thought, well, if this is going to be like this the whole season, don't know how long these guys are going to stick around, but the month of July, they've just really figured it out. But yes, definitely would be nice to get a win tonight.
Have to see how it goes as Hastings coming in 10-16 in second half competition. Fremont 14-13. Game did not mean anything to Fremont, though. They have already won the first half as they are going to be involved in the 5-game series for the Independence League title beginning on Tuesday in Casper. So what's their motivation going to be today? I probably wouldn't think they're going to throw anybody that they'll throw the first 2 games in Casper, but still got some dudes in the lineup today as they'll take the field against the Hastings Sodbusters. And it's always fun when these two teams to get together because it's just a natural rivalry with the two teams in their proximity. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, and we'll be taking it down to the field as the day goes on in terms of hearing from Scott Galusha and other members of the staff as they will probably try to do some tributes to guys who will be playing their last games for the Hastings Sodbusters. So we'll sneak in the lineups, and I think there's going to be a special first pitch coming up shortly, so let's give you the starting lineups in advance of today's game between the Sodbusters and the Fremont Moo. Hastings goes with Taylor Gill at second base. He is leading off. Jaden Stone in center field and batting second. Cale Jensen, the left fielder, batting third. Marcos Cabranes, he is the catcher and batting fourth. Nick Jensen, DH, batting fifth. Anthony Chavez is the third baseman and batting sixth. Josh Prenner, the shortstop, batting seventh. Batting eighth, Jacob Nesvara at first base and batting ninth, and playing right field, Kyle Hiltbrand. On the mound to start for the Hastings Sodbusters, it's Jacob Suits. Once again for the Sodbusters, Gill, Stone, Jensen, Cabranes, Jones, Chavez, Printer, Nesvara, and Hiltbrand with Suits on the mound. The Fremont Moo go with Hunter Palmer in right field. Carter Sintek is the shortstop and batting second. Batting third, it's Timon Long. He's doing the catching. Batting fourth, it's Cooper Peterson at first base. Then Neil Jansen in left field and batting fifth. Batting sixth, it's Easton Steck playing center field. Batting seventh, Tyler Hummel playing third base. The designated hitter Jason Clark bats eighth. And batting ninth and playing second base, Blake Tablazon. They will get a start from Brandon Lundquist today for Fremont. Once again for the Moo, Palmer, Sintek, Long, Peterson, Jansen, Steck, Hummel, Clark, and Tablazon with Lundquist on the mound. Some of the numbers involved in this: Hastings under the direction of Joel Skipper. His first year as the head coach. His assistant coach is Corey Caranda. Vinny Carone has already said goodbye for the summer. We appreciate his service and was so good on the post-game interviews, and we really appreciate Vinny, but he has already headed out. Fremont, they are under the direction of Ben Asher in his first year for Shea Bennett, who coached for 4 years for the Fremont Moo. We're going to take it down to the field right now as a special first pitch from a guy who can really pitch, Ryan Valenta, in Jacob Shaw.
Jacob Shaw, a 3-year Sodbuster, going to make his final pitch at Duncan Field as he has been very good for the Sodbusters, and he throws that to Marcos Cabranes. And congrats, Mr. Shaw. He will enjoy the game from the stands, as he told me on the field. He's going to enjoy a Sodbuster game, which, as a Sodbuster player, probably hasn't gotten the chance to do that. So he will have a couple of cold ones and take advantage of the Fan Appreciation Day. So good to see Shaw throwing the first pitch. And our national anthem, too, I spy down there, that bearded man, and my high school choir director, Brett Epperson, who's now a Hastings College guy with the Hastings College. So Brett's a real good guy. We got involved with show choir band with him and got to see him at some of the Sodbuster games since he lives right down the street here in Hastings.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very cool. Is he Irish?
He is, yes. That's not that's not his voice that he talks in, but Epperson at the college, he's done a lot of foreign language singing. I know European, German, I believe too, French. So and that's what the music majors learn a lot too. You come into college, you sing a lot, but then at some point, I was a music major once, but the vocal majors, they always had to learn the different language pieces, so you kind of articulate your voice to the certain articulate of that country or region. So Epperson can do it all. He has a wide vocal range for sure. He kind of did the deep voice there, but you could see him. He can get high too, so that's really cool. Good job, Brett.
All right, let's take a look at the defense for the Hastings Sodbusters. They will begin with Jacob Suits on the mound. Jacob, 0-1, a 5.78 ERA. He's making his fifth start in 14 innings so far this year. He's allowed 15 runs, 9 of those earned. He's allowed 16 hits, 10 strikeouts, and just 3 walks. He's also hit 2. Jacob Suits getting a start, and defensively it'll be Marcos Cabrera doing the catching at first base, Jacob Nesvara. At second base, Taylor Gill. Third base, Anthony Chavez. The shortstop is Josh Printer. In left field, Cale Jensen. Center field, Jaden Stone. And in right field, Kyle Hiltbrand. Sodbusters in their green jerseys today, white numbers, the pinstripe white pants, and Fremont in the orange jerseys, purple numbers, and the gray pants. We're set to go with Sodbuster Baseball. And stepping into the right-handed batter's box, it will be Hunter Palmer for the Fremont Moo. Palmer, out of St. Michael, Minnesota, South Dakota State guy. He's an engineering major there, 235 of the summer. He's got a home run, 4 doubles, 7 runs batted in, 22 runs scored. He's gone 278 against Hastings for the summer's campaign. 10-0 they are against the Sodbusters. He's gone 5 out of 18. Jacob Suits brings the first pitch inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Hunter Palmer. Mentioned 10-0 for the Fremont Moo. The Sodbusters have actually led 4 of those 10 games, most painfully on July 4th when they were up 8-1 in the 8th inning and couldn't make it stick. That was a span of 2 straight 9-8 losses. They fell 9-8 and then went to Fremont the next day and lost by that same score. Pitch misses for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Jacob Suits coming off an injury to his catching hand as the pitch is swung on and missed, 2 balls and strike. Really scary moment at home plate as he tried to lay on a tag and bent that thumb way back. And I'm just happy to see him back for the summer, as he did have 1 appearance since then, and he's got that left hand heavily taped. Off-speed pitch is a beauty right on the outside corner. So says the home plate umpire Tim Stroman. Out on the field, it's Emilio Manuel. Emilio Manuel was the home plate umpire yesterday for the Buster Ball game, and he was good. That was a very entertaining deal. Suits out of the stretch, and the 2-2 pitch is fouled away. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Hunter Palmer. The Fremont Moo trying to tune up for the playoffs as they'll be taking on the Casper Spuds in the Mountain Time Zone on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then they'll return home for the final, perhaps 3 games of the series. They would have the necessary games in Fremont. 2-2 pitch on the way. Off speed's just a little bit high, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Hunter Palmer. Just getting rolling, 9-inning contest here in the season finale for the Hastings Sodbusters. Had a sprinkle during the pregame, but nothing happening now. Wind blowing out to right field. And pitch misses for ball 4. Jacob will not be happy with that as Hunter Palmer earns a walk.
Just a weird little stat. I like going through Game Changer before games, and the 303, now 304 walks in the Sodbuster season. Now 104 of them have been leadoff walks of the inning. So about a third with nobody out and to lead off the inning. It just seems like they have not been able to get that guy.
Here's a bouncing ball back up the middle. It could be 2. Nope, Prenner just has to go to first for 1. Too much speed for Hunter Palmer, and the ball not hit hardly enough by Carter Sintek, but one pitch will get it out there as Carter Sintek is out. Didn't have a chance to really mention Carter. He's another South Dakota State guy. He's a Fremont High grad and has gotten off to a really good start in limited playing time, hitting .455 coming into today. That will bring to the plate Time and Long, and this is just the guy they want up there in an RBI situation. A team best 38 runs batted in. He's got nearly a team record with 11 home runs and also a team best 15 doubles. Runner goes, throw down to third base, out! Caught stealing. Marcos Cabranes guns down Hunter Palmer. He can't believe it. But this team, which steals so many bases, they finally get caught. Just the 10th caught steal on 148 attempts for Fremont as Hunter Palmer is a dead duck.
8th caught stealing for Cabranes on the season. That leads the team. And when will the teams learn you can't run on Marcos?
Pitch is missing. 1 ball and 1 strike to Time and Long. So now base is empty, and you feel much better about things. Unless Long hits 1 out, and not many people have. Just 3 home runs here at Duncan Field all year. 2 for the home team and 1 for a Fremont guy. Pitch is inside, off the inside part of the plate. Neil Jansen, who will bat in the 5-hole, hit a 3-run home run to straightaway center in that 9-8 loss on Independence Day. 86 miles an hour. Jacob Suits bringing it today, but lacking control in the early going as he goes 3-1 to Time and Long. So a walk, a ground out, and a caught stealing. 2 out, nobody on, but Suits is behind Long. 3-1 delivery. Hit hard and over the glove of Prenner. Couldn't quite get there. The starting shortstop for the Hastings Sodbusters, and it's a 2-out single for Time and Long as the first hit of the ball game for the Fremont Moo.
So close on the effort from Prenner there. Was a little bit off balance. Couldn't get as high on the leap probably as he wanted to, but good job just to make it close. Couple base runners for the Fremont Moo, but nothing yet. And now you got to force out and 2 opportunities to get out of this with no damage done.
Here's Cooper Peterson, another solidly built Fremont Moo. They've got some dudes as this pitch is fouled away. 6'1", 220-pounder out of Tucson. 255 for the year, 8 runs batted in, 6 runs scored. 2 for 9 against the Sodbusters. He's also a pitcher for this Fremont Moo squad. Fouls the first pitch away, no balls and a strike on Peterson. Suits working out of the stretch exclusively, brings home the 0-1 delivery, and that's fouled back. 2 quick strikes on Peterson. He's got him behind here in this first inning. No score, just getting rolling.
If you'll recall, Peterson last night was victim to rule number 4 of Banana Ball. He bunted and was thrown out, but he's playing today.
No second day suspension for that ejection in Buster Ball. Is all orchestrated, and I give Fremont a heck of a lot of credit. They had the right attitude. So did Hastings. It was really neat. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Gill's got it. He'll dish to Prenner covering at second, and that will do it. No damage done. No runs. 1 hit. 1 man left. We're to the bottom half of the first inning. No score, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
And at the bottom half of inning number 1, Fremont goes with its right-hander, the Nebraska Cornhusker Brandon Lundquist, 6'1", 185-pounder out of Millard North. And he is 1-2 on the year, a 5.46 ERA, making his 10th appearance. 16 2/3 innings. He's allowed 17 runs, 13 of those earned. He struck out 13, walked 9, and hit 9, as he will be working Taylor Gill, Jaden Stone, and Cale Jensen in the first. Defensively for the Fremont Moo, it's Timon Long behind the plate, Connor Peterson at first base. Second baseman is Blake Tablazon. At third baseman, Tyler Hummel. The shortstop is Carter Sintek. In left field, Neil Jansen. Center field, it's Easton Steck. And in right field, Hunter Palmer. That's the Fremont Moo as they get set to go against the Hastings Soundbusters here in the bottom half of inning number 1. A couple of base runners for the Moo, but they couldn't make a payoff. A leadoff walk, a ground out, a caught stealing, then a single before the fielder's choice grounder from Connor Peterson ended the frame. Soundbusters had a lot of guys who were on the roster pretty much from the beginning of the year to the end. We'll be saluting those guys during the course of this evening, the season finale for the Hastings Soundbusters. Trying to find a way against the Fremont Moo, 0-10 this year. Have not beaten Fremont since July 20th of last year. 7-1 in Hastings. They lost the final 2 games of the year last season. So overall, a 12-game losing streak and 21-3 over the last 2 years against the Fremont Moo. Fremont on the positive side of that. Scott Galusha hates when I throw in stats like that. But Taylor Gill, Northeast Community College grad, now on to the University of Ohio, will lead things off. He was a late season addition. It's done a nice job, 277 for the year, and he's first pitch swinging high in the air to right field. That should not be a problem, as camping underneath it will be Hunter Palmer, 1 pitch and 1 out as Taylor Gill is gone. And that will bring to the plate Jaden Stone. Stone, Hastings College guy out of Eaton, Colorado, joined the team here late, 3 for 12 in the early going. He did have a good series against Badlands with all 3 of his hits. In that particular series, he went 0 for 4 against Fremont on Friday. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander, Lundquist. Right-hander brings it home, and that's a cross for a strike. No balls and a strike on Jaden Stone. Tim Stroman calling the balls and strikes. He's getting an opportunity to do that in the playoffs. He's going to be heading up to Casper to, I think, at least get the first 2 games of the championship series. 0-1 delivery swung on and missed with after one at his ankles inside. 91 miles an hour. Whew. Nasty stuff from Lundquist. They're taking on a high-level D1 guy here today. 0-2 pitch, and that is right across. Brought the one right over the inside corner and then froze Stone. A 3-pitch strikeout. There are 2 outs here in the first inning.
Something that we saw Lundquist do last appearance against the Sodbusters. He threw heat. He was accurate pretty early on, but ended up losing control a little bit. We'll see how long that control stays for Lundquist today.
Cale Jensen in the left-handed box for the Hastings Sodbusters. One of the guys who's been on the roster since the beginning. Now, he didn't start the season on the team because he was coming back from hand surgery, but has been a Sodbuster since day one, just about the first 10 games or so, but it's pretty much been a staple in left field or in the DH spot during the course of the year, and leads the team in home runs. 2-0 the count on Jensen. Has one of the home runs here at Duncan Field. Takes the ball inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Among the team leaders in walks and runs batted in. 269 to the 6 home runs, 7 doubles, 28 runs batted in. And a perfect 5 for 5 in stolen bases. Takes sign on here, and he'll watch it go by for ball 4. So 1 on, 2 outs for Marcos Cabranes.
Besides hitting the ball hard, something that Cale Jensen has done well all season is taking ball 4 if he needs to. He's got the power. You as a power hitter, you want to put the ball in play. You want to find a gap, hit it over the wall. But to have that discipline to take ball 4 and keep the line moving is just something of a great power hitter.
Marcos Cabranes has been one of the guys pretty much in the lineup from day one to the last game of the year. Cabranes playing a variety of roles for this team in the catcher's spot today. Fouls the pitch back. Certainly the best arm among that catching crew, as Ryan alluded to earlier with his number of caught stealing. Leads the team with 38 runs scored, 287 of the home run, a triple, 10 doubles on the year. Leads the team in most offensive categories. 0-1 with 2 outs, 1 on. Sodbusters and Fremont scoreless here in the first. Lundqvist brings it home, and that is missing for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Marcos Cabranes, who also showed he could pitch a little bit yesterday. Pretty elusive on his pitching outing in the Buster Ball game last night. And he's also coached third base during the course of this year. So talk about a guy who does it all. 1-1 delivery. A little bit low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike his last homestand. They've had a little bit of fun with that as Anthony Chavez, Marcos Cabranes, coached a few innings on the bases on Friday night. 2-1 with 2 outs. Jensen not going anywhere to this point. A moderate lead for him, and the off-speed pitch just missing. 3-1. 77 miles an hour on the breaking ball from Brandon Lundqvist, which just missed the zone. Quick throw over to Jensen. He's back in. Not an easy day to play left field, a bright sunshine. So if you're a left side infielder or in the outfield, have to be wary of that. Runner goes on 3-1. Pitch outside for a ball, and runners at first and second with 1 out. With 2 outs, rather, for Nick Jones. So back-to-back walks.
Nick Jones going to be one of the guys getting honored today. 3rd season as a Sodbuster and likely last, and he has been a staple of the Sodbuster team at the plate. In the field when he started earlier on in the season, but going to miss you, Jonesy.
3-12 against Fremont this year, and he's first pitch swinging and bounces it foul, like many of his approaches at the plate here in Hastings. Take it the other way. 10 out of 32 against Fremont. 1 for 1 at a pinch hit roll on Friday. On the year, he's raised his batting average to .289. 26 runs batted in, 24 runs scored, 29 walks for Jones. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Sodbusters trying to steal a run here. Pitch taken high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nick Jones. Anthony Chavez trying to get his chance to bat here in the inning. First and second, 2 outs. Hastings and Fremont just getting rolling in the regular season finale. Taken the other way, Jones, and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nick Jones. Hastings and Fremont meeting for the 11th time this year. Supposed to meet 12, but last night they just did that one for fun and not counting in the league standings. No stats counted either. 1-2 pitch, and this one is bounced back up the middle. The shortstop's got it, steps on the bag. No problem for Carter Sintek, who is able to force out Marcos Cabranes. Jones grounds into a fielder's choice to end the first. No score after 1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball, we're going to take it down to Sky Galusha, who's going to have a series of thank yous today.
That core that's important to us is the other 2 Frew brothers. We can't do this without Jason and Nate. Nate's always on call for us, and he's done a great job with the mic this time around. And of course, everybody knows how good Jason is, his job. And so that's kind of the core of what we have to deal with every day to get you guys to have baseball 33, 34 nights of summer. So thank you to all those people for starters. We really appreciate everything you do, and we do it for all you people up there. Thank you.
Scott Galusha, owner GM, and every time he gets the mic today, we're going to try to take it down to him because he's going to have things more articulate than me anyway to say about the players who he's gotten to know over the last few years.
Today that, there must be some sort of voting problem with umpires, but Tim Stroman was voted the crew chief for the championship series, which is amazing. Thanks, Tim. And I know Jason Sykes is one of those guys as well. The third guy is Tom Dye. So we were represented well in that championship series, and hopefully we will be at in about 1 calendar year.
All right, Scott Galusha there, making the fact that we told you about Tim Stroman getting a chance. He's the crew chief for the championship series. We're in the second inning. Fremont will be batting Neil Jansen along with Easton Steck and Tyler Hummel on the first pitch, missing for ball one, 1 ball and no strikes. Jacob Suits out there for his second inning of work. Expect him to go 3, maybe 4 innings. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Josh Printer, the shortstop's got it. Fires to first in time. Printer really has been a fixture of the shortstop position since joining the Sodbusters.
Good play by Printer there. And speaking of Stroman being the crew chief, does that mean it's kind of like MLB playoffs? They add an extra umpire. They might have a third base umpire there. Is that how that works?
It's yeah, he did
three-man crew.
Yep, and Jason Seitz, another guy very familiar with this particular area. So 2 of the 3 guys called the majority of the games here in Hastings. So pretty cool, and we've seen a lot of those guys work. Easton Steck up there now, taking ball 1, and now swings and misses here. 1 ball and 1 strike on Easton Steck. Utility player out of Galesburg, Illinois, goes to Illinois Springfield. 307 against the Sodbusters, just 217 on the season. And swings and bounces this one to the right side. Could be trouble. Gill charges, tosses with the glove. Safe. Just didn't quite have enough time. Great stretch from Jacob Nesvara, but they could not complete the out, and Easton Steck beats out an infield single.
Thought we were going to get another highlight reel play from Taylor Gill. Just even with the size of Suits, just a little bit of his outstretched reach off the mound. Gill with the glove flip, just not in time. And like we said, credit Jacob Nesvara for his limited playing time at first and his tall stature. He does have a stretch.
Tyler Hummel bounces this one back up the middle to Gill. He has it go off his glove and into center field. Hitting his second base bag is Steck, and there will be runners at the corners on the error there from Gill. Just kind of got caught between hops, and now Fremont with a big chance here with runners at the corners and only 1 man out. Unfortunate because Hastings would have certainly gotten 1 on the play and maybe 2 as it stands now. Fremont will have runners at the corners. And here's Jason Clark, DH. Jacob Suits going to have to work out of a jam, and the first pitch is across for strike. No balls and 1 strike on Jason Clark, who's batting .230 for the summer, 167 against Hastings, 1 for 6 in limited playing time in the 10 games. Pitch is taken a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jacob Suits hitting about 83 miles an hour. Hopes to increase that velo here in the next month or 2 as the throw over to first base. And back in safely is Hummel, thinking he may be going. Talked to him before the contest, and he was mentioning those showcase opportunities for junior college kids in the fall, trying to get that 4-year college opportunity. Here's a bouncing ball. Tough one. Chavez could not pick it up, and everybody is going to be safe. Anthony Chavez looking up into the sun on the high hopper and just basically had to shield his eyes. Great job for Printer to keep it going from the outfield. So a really rough break there on, I guess, what you have to call an infield single for Jason Clark. He gets an RBI. Steck scores. Hummel ends up at second base, and there is the sun rearing its ugly head right there. And now the Sodbusters in danger of giving up a huge inning to the Fremont Moo as Blake Tablazon, number 9 hitter, will bat. 1 ball and no strikes on Blake Tablazon. First and second, only 1 man out, and not the kind of inning that the Sodbusters were hoping for in this particular frame. Here's the pitch. Inside. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes on Tablazon. Blake, on the year 214, a team best 4 triples. He's knocked in 19, scored 29. Seems like he's better than 5 for 27 against the Sodbusters. He does have a triple and a run scored to his credit in this series on Friday, as they did call an error on Anthony Chavez on the preceding play. So 2 errors in the inning. Pitch is on the inside corner for strike. So 3-1 the count. So back-to-back errors committed on this Sodbuster infield, and now it gets really tough. 1 run has scored, a 3-1 count on Tablazon to the top of the order, waiting in the wings. Pitch foul back, 3-2 on Tablazon. So the infield single and 2 errors. The ball still has not left the infield in the inning, and Fremont has a 1-0 lead. Sodbusters would like to find a way to turn 2. Here's the pitch. Bouncer foul. It's easy for me to say, but I don't think Chavez has sunglasses. And you would think if you are a left side infielder or an outfielder in this team, that is almost required to have. But
you'd think so. Just some guys, they just can't do with sunglasses. It messes with their peripherals, their vision somehow, so even no matter how sunny it is, they won't wear them.
Little blooper into center field. That is trouble, and that is going to fall for a hit. Fremont will try to score the run coming from second, and it's going to happen. A bloop single from Tablazon. So really, that is the hardest hit ball of the inning. And that is the second hit of the inning. 2 have scored. Only 1 man out, and back to the top of the order for Hunter Palmer.
Good hit by Tablazon, just poking it out there. An even better read by Hummel at second base. A lot of guys will be going back towards the base. Hummel went about halfway, and not too long after immediately realized it was going to fall, giving him the ability to score from second on the play. So not too many guys are going to score on that play, but credit Hummel there with the good read.
So 2 runs, 3 hits for Fremont, 2 errors for the Sodbusters. Certainly not the way they wanted to start their final game of the year. And a visit to the mound is Joel Skipper out to talk to Jacob Suits. So you really can't ask for a much better inning for Jacob Suits in terms of the balls he's given up. The weak grounder to the second baseman, which turned into an infield single. A bouncer up the middle, which very easily could have been 2. A high hopper to the third baseman. That turned into an error, and then a blooper to center field. Jacob Suits not getting any outs on those balls for the last 4 hitters. Now back to the top of the order for Hunter Palmer, who takes ball 1 ball and no strikes. Palmer walked his first time up. 2-0, and Fremont looking for more. Ball fouled away down the right field line. 1-1. 367 all the way down the right field line. 370 to left. 405 to the alleys. 408 straight away center here at spacious Duncan Field. Jacob Suits, the DMAC product out of Des Moines Area Community College. Throws the pitch, it misses. 4 ball, 2 balls and a strike. Went to high school at Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family. No baseball there. Played summer Legion ball for Columbus Lakeview. Columbus just down the road from Humphrey. Humphrey, a great athletic town. 2 balls and a strike, and stepping out will be Hunter Palmer. It's not a strike today, folks. Yesterday, Buster Ball, if you stepped out of the batter's box, it was a strike. That was fun. Fun to do that once a year. I wouldn't want to do it every day, but really entertaining. Suits a check of the runners. 2-1 delivery, and that's missing for ball 3. So pitch count mounting for Jacob Suits here as well. He has thrown 35 pitches and been able to record only 4 outs, although a lot of that not his doing. 3-1 delivery. Foul back, Palmer a decent swing, and it's 3-2. Started innocently enough, a ground out to Josh Printer, but then single, error, single. And those 2 errors particularly painful because neither ball was hit very hard at all. I'll look back to second, runner not going anywhere, as Jason Clark is there. Tablazon at first. 3-2 count. The way this Fremont team runs would not discount the fact that they're running 3-2 regardless. They do not go, and it's ball 4. Pretty close, but a walk. Second time Palmer's walked, and now they're loaded up with only 1 out. The last 5 have reached for Carter Sintek. Syntek's only one pitch his first time up and grounded it right at the shortstop. Sodbusters would take something similar right here to try to get out of this with minimal damage. Guy coming off thumb surgery. Carter Syntek bounces it to the third baseman. Chavez will come home to get one. Cabranes will not throw to first. Good job there to get the lead run. And now there are 2 outs in the inning. So nice bounce back from Chavi. 5-2 on the putout to retire Clark. Tablazon to third base and Palmer to second.
The corner's in right there. If you're Chavez, you want to try and turn a double play, but that is the better out to get at home and keep this a 2-run game for now. The base is still loaded, but just one more pitch away from getting out of this inning.
Also one more pitch for a bases clearing double, too, from Timon Long, who is going to be a tough out here. They try to find a way to get him. He singled his first time up. A mighty swing for Long, and no balls and a strike on Timon Long, who's been outstanding for Fremont this summer. College of Southern Nevada Coyote. They went 42-14 in the spring. Long stands in. No balls and a strike. Jacob Suits trying to wiggle out of trouble with only 2 runs allowed. You give up 2 errors. I think it maybe could be worse. Here's a snap throw back to second base. Safe. Now they'll throw home. And safe again. Sodbusters not able to get either out. So Cabranes threw back to second to try to gun down Clark. He was called safe. Or they tried to get the run at second base and then could not get either as they returned home, as scoring on the play was Clark. They tried to pick Palmer at second.
Saw about 3 different tag attempts from Marcos at the plate, and somehow Tablazon able to elude all of them and get his hand on the plate before a tag there.
So now runners at first and second. 3 have scored, and the pitch is missing. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Timon Long. Hastings Sodbusters now trail at 3-0, and now a throw to third as they wheel back to second. Got a guy caught in a rundown. Chavez running him back. Now they'll throw again. Josh Prenner will fire it. Jacob Suits has it now. Not textbook, but they finally will get the tag on as the rundown completed by Gill to get the runner at second base, Hunter Palmer, and Fremont does get 3 runs after all that is said and done. 2 errors in the inning, and we head to the bottom of the second. It's 3-0. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Head to the bottom half of the second inning. The Hastings Sodbusters trail it 3-0. An ugly first half of the inning as 3 runs scored, none of them earned for the Fremont Moo, and Hastings has to find a way to turn it around in a hurry as they'll have Chavez, Printer, and Nesvara. 2 errors set the table, and then basically a giveaway run there at the end. They tried for the pick play back at second, which was really close. Brought it back home, and good base running for Blake Tablazon, who's apparently able to avoid the tag 2 or 3 different times to get on the plate there for the Fremont Moo. As Steck, Hummel, and Tablazon scored. Hunter Palmer then erased at second base as he was picked off. So at all of that, 3 runs, just 2 hits and 2 errors. There was 1 man left in that first inning. Sodbusters with Chavez, Printer, and Nesvara. Anthony Chavez, he's another one of the guys. He was on the roster, day number 1. Didn't see a whole lot of playing time the first few weeks of the year, but when he joined the team as a regular, he really turned it on. 302 average, team best 2 triples, team best 11 runs batted in. He's knocked in 22 and scored 20. Let's go down to the field and hear from...
Let's go. Hey, these 3 young men have played multiple years.
Scott Galusha talking.
Let's give them a hand. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Dick. Thanks, Matt.
Third baseman number 19, Anthony Chavez.
Little salute right there to 3 of the regulars for the Hastings Sodbusters. Nick Jones, Jacob Shaw among those, and here is Anthony Chavez. Chavez just 2 for 18 against Fremont this year and takes strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. So Brandon Lundquist given an early lead here of 3 runs with his squad scoring those 3 unearned runs in the top half of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Inside to hit him. It's been a big battle for the team lead in hit batsmen. There's several guys right in that 8 and 9 area, and Chavez, I think, just joined the team leaders in that category as he's plunked here. So leadoff man aboard for Josh Printer.
That is going to be the 9th time that Chavez is hit, and that also ties Kyle Hiltbrand and Marcos Cabranes for the team lead.
Gage Frank also got hit 9 times before leaving the team. And Gage, congratulations, did find his next college. He's going to be on to SIU Edwardsville as the pitch across for strike to Josh Printer. Printer standing at the right-handed box. Here's the pitch. Big swing, no contact. 2 quick strikes on Josh Printer, who's wearing number 2 today for the Hastings Sodbusters. Batting .242 on the year. 1 for 4 against Fremont on Friday, 5 for 23 on the year. Rifles this one to right center field, carrying pretty well. That's gonna fall. Chavez hits the second base bag. He will round third and he will stop. Josh Printer has a double, and the Sodbusters something cooking here in the second. A hit batsman and a double for Josh Printer. He was the school record holder in that category at Allen County Community College down in Kansas. You knew he had the capability, and he stands there. Big chance for the Sodbusters. 2 on, nobody out.
Went with the fastball in the inner part of the plate for Lundquist, and Printer got the hands in and drove it the other way. And that kept just slicing away from Steck in center field. Almost flagged it down, but got a big chance here for Jacob Nesvara.
Nesvara, just don't try to do too much. Ground ball back up the middle. Gets a run home from third as the Sodbusters trying to get something back. The pitch is off the outside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Jacob Nesvara. Nesvara getting his start in the field today. He's 2 for 10 in 9 games played this year, starting the season finale for the Hastings Sodbusters. Going on to Doane University to try to make the team as the pitch is taken for a strike, 1-1, transitioning from basketball to baseball. Good interview done by Ryan Valenta with Jacob. You can check that out on the Spotify channel. 1-1 pitch, taken high for a ball, 2-1 the count on Nesvara. A hit batsman and a double. Sodbusters trying to answer Fremont. They played at 3 unearned runs in the top of this frame. Sodbusters would least like to get 2 back with second and third, nobody out. You figure fundamental baseball, you can get 2 home in this scenario. Here's the pitch. Misses outside, 3-1. Lundquist tried to slice off the outside corner, could not get it done, and the home plate umpire, Tim Stromans, told Lundquist, yes, it was outside. 3-1 the count. Nesvara watches this one go by, and that's a strike. 3-2 on Nesvara. Big pitch coming up here. Jacob trying to put it in play. You'd love to see a walk here and give Hiltbrand an opportunity with the bases loaded. Or bases clearing single from Nesvara would certainly be okay too. You got the feeling Lundquist has got the stuff. Nesvara, his 2 base hits have both come down the left field line, and you figure if he gets one in play against Lundquist, that might be where it be as well. Left-handed hitter. Can he get around on 91 miles an hour Lundquist? He does foul it over by the Hastings dugout, so he did not get around on it, but he got a piece of it. Remains 3-2 on Nesvara. Sodbusters down 3-0, got their first hit of the game. on the Josh Printer double, who's standing there now. Chavez at third. 3-2 pitch. Outside for ball 4. Good AB for Nesvara, fighting off 1-3-2 pitch and drawing the walk. And now Kyle Hiltbrand, a huge chance for him. Kyle coming in at 244, a triple, a couple of doubles, knocked in 13. He scored 17 times. He's a guy who has been a good contributor since joining this team. Californian. Bases loaded, big chance for the Sodbusters to come back. Here's the pitch. Way high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Hiltbrand with the top of the order coming up. And if Hiltbrand finds a way to reach, Sodbusters have a chance to respond in a big way with the top of the order on the horizon. Fremont thinking 2. 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss, and the bat flies out of the hands of Hiltbrand. Chavez heading for fair territory to avoid that. Joel Skipper in the region as well, and Hiltbrand will try to get a little better stick-em on. And big swing, no contact.
That's putting it. That's one way to put it there. But I think of all the bats we've seen lost this year, I think that's the first Sodbuster to lose a bat. We've seen Casper guy lose a bat. We've seen Prospects guy lose a bat, but can't recall any other Sodbusters who have done it. But I could be wrong.
1 ball and 1 strike. Stat we got to keep next year. It's another one to throw out there. Beautiful off-speeder right across. Now Hiltbrand really has to battle. He's down to the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lundqvist thinking K. He struck out one of the first 8 batters he's faced, but with his kind of stuff, you figure he's a decent strikeout potential guy. Hiltbrand just put it in play. Ooh, just high. That nearly dropped in at the letters. Now 2-2 on Kyle Hiltbrand. Lundqvist, a University of Nebraska guy, so Big Ten prospect here. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Hiltbrand not pleased with the call, and that is a large first out. Now a double play ball, and the Sodbusters will be turned away.
Just a better pitch by Lundqvist. According to our graph, that caught a lot of the zone, a breaking ball down towards the knees, and that's just so tough when you have 89, 90 to look out for, and you get 75 dropped in right at the knees.
Taylor Gill up there now and takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Gill hit it pretty well, but flew out to right his first time up. 3 runs for Fremont at the top of the inning. Sodbusters would love to respond. They've done a better job in the second half of the year of coming back immediately when teams score. That's one of the reasons they've been able to put together a little bit of a streak down the stretch at times. Nice pitch there. That's a cross for strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it was Ryan talking about that breaking ball, and that was one of those beautiful 77 miles an hour that dropped right in. 1-1 the count. Bases loaded. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Great stop there for Time and Long to save a run. Sodbusters would take a little luck too. 1 in the dirt. That would also eliminate any double play chance. 2-1, 1 out. Bases loaded for the Sodbusters. Hit batsman, double, and walk to open the frame, but then a strikeout, the second of the game for Lundqvist. Second strikeout looking. 2-1 pitch. This one is bounced back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Printer around third. Stuck the center fielder mishandles. Sodbusters will move runners up. Nesvara diving into third. He is called out. Oh my goodness. 2-run score on the play. Advancing was Taylor Gill, who gets the single. Sodbuster fans can't believe it. But Hastings will have a runner at second and 2 men out with Jaden Stone coming for play.
The field umpire, Emil Manuel, calling Nesvara out, didn't give the, well, I should preface, I think Nesvara may have slid past the base. That's what, because he definitely beat the throw there. He got his hand in there, but usually the umpire makes the kind of the sweeping mechanic to say they came off the base. We'll have to check that out, but it appeared that Nesvara beat the throw.
The good news is the Sodbusters do get 2 on the board, and the good news is they continue the inning as Jaden Stone was a strikeout victim his first time up. 1 ball and no strikes. So Taylor Gill comes through with a 2-run single, advancing to second on the error. The Sodbusters get a guy gunned down at third trying to advance. Pitch is a little bit low. as Hastings Sodbusters able to get the double, then a 2-run single. They may rule, since they got the out at third, that no error. They just say Gill goes to second on the throw. We'll have to check the official scoring. Bouncing ball right side. Tablazon's got it, the second baseman, and that'll do it. So a promising inning. The Sodbusters get a couple, but they still trail after 2 completed. It's 3-2 Fremont. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Head of the third inning, Jacob Suits still out there for the Hastings Sodbusters. Fremont scores 3 in the second. Hastings responds with 2. And inning number 3, here's Ryan Valenta.
Now with just a 1-run deficit for the Sodbusters, it's hope that'll give Suits on the mound a little bit more confidence. You know, pitching with a 3-run deficit versus pitching with a 1-run deficit, it's definitely a lot harder in most situations, but for Jacob, had a pretty darn good first inning. That second inning led off with an out, but then had 6 straight reach before the out on the base pass, and kind of a fortunate happening for the Sodbusters, with Hunter Palmer getting a little too greedy on the base pass. Sodbusters able to throw him out to end the inning. So the man at the plate in that inning, Time and Long, will be the first to bat against Jacob Suits and the Sodbusters. Connor Peterson, Neil Jansen round out the first 3 batters due up for the Fremont Moo. Hard to believe it's the last time we'll be talking to you in this 2023 season. I want to thank all of our loyal fans and opposing fans that join us and watch our broadcasts. We're proud to bring you Sodbuster Baseball, and we appreciate your continued support of the broadcasts. Foul ball, and it's 0-2 quickly to Time and Long. Long, the slugger, if you will, on the Fremont Moo roster. Long, the team leader in doubles, home runs, and RBIs. 15 doubles, 11 home runs for the Moo as he takes ball 1 outside. That's something that Scott brought up with Banana Ball last night. He said that, I believe they said that Time and Long chasing the franchise single-season record for home runs. As I believe that number's either 13 or 14. So they said, yeah, we won't count the stats from last night, but if Time and Long hits a home run, we'll count it, just so we can get closer. But that still includes postseason play, too. So he's just a few home runs from breaking the Fremont Moo franchise single-season home run record. He stands with 11 now. As we mentioned earlier, Neil Jansen, the only Moo and the only opposing batter to hit a home run here at Duncan Field today. Suits ahead 0-2, delivers 4 straight balls, and Time and Long works the walk, and he's on base for the second consecutive at-bat.
The dreaded leadoff walk. It happened at the first. Sodbusters able to work their way around that. Second time in 3 innings, the leadoff man's been aboard for Fremont.
So that's 3 walks on the day for Jacob Suits as Connor Peterson bats. First baseman today, a 2-way player for the Fremont Moose squad. He gets that into left field for a base hit. And first 2 have reached. Peterson wasting no time with a single to left field. First and second, nobody out.
Sodbusters get 2 back, and Fremont trying to respond right away. Early in the year, that was one of the problems for the Sodbusters. When they would score, they would give up runs immediately, and Jacob Suits going to have to battle here with good part of the lineup for the Moo. First and second, and nobody out with Jansen, Steck, and Hummel coming up.
The aforementioned Neil Jansen will bat. Like we mentioned, not a great average on the year, but a lot better against the Sodbusters. That's ball one. Runner thought about taking third, but Cabranes keeps it close enough. And they will remain at first and second with nobody out. Sodbusters trying to give the Duncan Field fans one last win here this year and give them double digits. Outside for ball two, it's 2-0. Not including last night's win with an asterisk on it. Sodbusters they're 9-6 at home in the second half, so this would actually be win number 12, as that's inside corner for a strike. Sodbusters 11-20 record at home. As it took a while in the first part of the season. Sodbusters only finding success on the roads early on, as that's downstairs. They'll appeal out to the field umpire and no swing, and it's 2-2. We'll see if Suits can get through this inning. Trying to find an out here as we'll try and pick off the second. Long not going anywhere. There's a pitch on the outside corner for strike two, and the count works full. It is 3-2. Lights already on here at Duncan Field with a little bit of overcast weather and some rain earlier. As that's right through the wickets of Suits and into center field. Long will come around to score, and the throw is cut off. And Fremont gets one of those runs right back on an RBI single from Neil Jansen. Long scores the fourth run, and it's 4-2 Fremont.
And Fremont, much like last inning when they mounted a rally, really with one out, this time nobody out, as the first three have reached, and first and second for their 6, 7, and 8 hitters.
And unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Jacob Suits, who cannot retire a batter in the third inning. Luke Wenzel is coming on, and we will have a special relative of his on the broadcast coming up here soon. We'll take a break while he gets his warm-up pitches. We'll be right back on
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Luke Wenzel, the first man out of the pen for the Hastings Sodbusters, as he will make another appearance. He made an appearance last night in Banana Ball. For Luke, it'll be his 21st and team-leading appearance of the season. In 37 and a third innings, a 6.51 ERA, 27 walks, 22 strikeouts, a 1-2 record. And the Sidewinder in his last appearance as the Sodbusters, and the aforementioned relative, the mother of Luke Wenzel, and sports analyst Michelle Griffin Wenzel. We welcome Michelle to the broadcast, and she gets to watch her son pitch, and she flew all the way down here from Milwaukee, and she's here today. Michelle, good to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's so fun to watch him pitch, but not in these situations.
Not in these situations.
Not in these situations at all. As a mom, you get a little nervous, but very confident that he's been here before. He can definitely do this. He just has to make sure his release on his pitch is where it needs to be.
And first pitch swinging is Easton Steck into right field. Hiltbrand measures it up, runner's tag, and will not go as Hiltbrand fires it back in, and one pitch and one out for Luke Wenzel. There's the first one. It seems like if Luke can get it across and get the first one out, he has a relatively easy inning. But Michelle, we welcome her, the She's a color analyst. She's done a lot of high school work, college sports, a lot of stuff for Big East, Marquette volleyball, and women's basketball. So, Michelle, kind of tell us a little bit about your play-by-play or color and analyst background.
Yeah, so I graduated from the University of Iowa years ago and was fortunate to be the first female voice of the Iowa women's basketball team, softball team, and then I did some baseball there and took some time to coach and become a teacher and had my kids, and then I found myself doing the PA for my high school's basketball team, and one thing led to another. I met a guy named Rob Reichel who introduced me to some folks and started getting into high school volleyball and then high school basketball, and my partner Bob Brainerd and I have been together now, my gosh, 11, 12 years. We've been traveling all over the country. We've done Creighton, we've done Nebraska, a lot of Marquette, like I said, you know, and I've had some wonderful partners over the years, and I've been very fortunate to teach as well as watch my kids grow up. And then that's one of Luke's signature moves. He did that a lot in high school.
That's kind
he
of
just
with
got a little wild there
the
on his
sidewinder. The approach and the delivery can really be deceptive where that leg is lifting up. Unfortunately, Peterson back in safely and Printer not able to handle that. But so for Luke, talked with him, had that interview with him earlier in the season, has really a great story and some guy who has it all in perspective. And for the start of the half of the season that he had, just to have the positive attitude, and it's like picking up a baseball for the first time for him as he has that angle. As there's a big swing and a miss. But Luke's time for baseball may be near an end. Is that right?
Yeah. Ironically, my Facebook memory came up that 1 year ago today was his last tournament in Chicago playing U18. So that was the end of his select baseball career. And I think he has decided to hang it up. Still likes the game, but has been battling injuries and realizes that, you know, life is bigger than baseball. He has found a love for fishing.
All right.
Which I am shocked because when he was younger, he had absolutely no patience for fishing at all.
Makes two of us.
Yeah, and now loves it, which is phenomenal.
Jason Clark bats, swings and misses after the base on balls to Tyler Hummel. So Peterson at third, Jansen at second. And Hummel at first with Clark batting. A big swing and a miss. They'll throw back to second, not in time, and the runner stays put at third. And it's
looks like he just got kneed in the head or shoulder from the shortstop.
No. Josh Printer leaping to catch that and may have caught a leg of Josh Printer as diving back into second base was Neil Jansen, and the head coach will come out there, give him some knucks, make sure he's all right. And yeah, that's not fun at all. You're just trying to get back to your base, and you're rudely greeted by a knee there. But
well, and the shortstop and the second baseman right now have a really difficult time with that throwback from the catcher because they are looking right at the sun.
Yep.
And you know, Painter trying to figure out where that ball was going, got into position. There you go, ground ball, make it 2-2-2.
Yep.
Yes.
There it is.
Nice job, Lukers.
And he comes off the mound. He's fired up. Luke Wenzel with the double play, and we'll keep this game with the 4-2 lead for Fremont. We'll keep it right here. We'll chat with Michelle Griffin Wenzel a little more, mother of Luke Wenzel, and that goes down as a 6-3 double play. And so for those of you that don't know, Luke has had those arm injuries. He told me that it was going to have to be he was picking up a baseball for the first time is what it felt like at the start of the season, as he threw more over the top but had to go to the sidewinder-ish delivery here this season. We're going to take you down to the field real quick at Scott Galusha. He's going to credit some of the Sodbuster players here on their last game here at Duncan Field.
10, 11, 12, 13 guys, which is a lot for summer baseball that were on that original roster that we got here way back in January, February to get them here. These young men, I think it was a good week, you all they got. Very proud of them. You know, it's a long way, but they never quit. They always work really hard. So extra round of applause for these guys on the original roster. Thanks, fellas.
owner Scott Galusha crediting a lot of the original guys from this day one roster. Looked it up earlier. We have only four original guys that are on the opening day roster that's still with the team, that being Nick Jones, Marcos Cabranes. We also have Anthony Chavez and Josh Printer, as he came on a week late, and Luke. Yep. So I'm gonna say I was naming off the batters, but yes, pitchers too. Almost, about half the pitchers still with the team. We look at I
think Nico was here from the beginning as well.
Nico, he came on a little bit later in the season. He was about halfway there, but a lot of guys. Braden Mackey was here He was here to start the year. He had some shoulder issues. Marcus Miller, who made his last start against Badlands in the doubleheader a little bit ago, not with the team. He's made his last appearance, but for such a tough season, credit these guys for showing up every day and keeping a great positive attitude, as being in the dugout with the guys. Never saw them nobody ever hung their head. Nobody was ever going through the motions. Always pleasant, cheery, as Jensen plays pinball with the bat right there and fouls that off as he leads off the bottom of the third inning. But it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe for you, Michelle, that you sent your boy off to play summer baseball just 2 months ago, and it's going to be done after this. It's crazy.
Well, and I asked Luke, I said, would you do it all over again if he had the opportunity? He said 100%. He's had a phenomenal time in Hastings. I've enjoyed my week here. Just a wonderful community, a family atmosphere. Scott and Brian and everybody that surrounds themselves in this organization really do take great care of the boys, from providing meals to getting some excellent host families that are taking care of the boys. And Luke was blessed to have Rob, Nicole, and Weston Evers host him. And is it Juniata? Is that?
I'm not sure.
I think it's Juniata, somewhere out in the west part of Hastings.
That sounds like a thing. I want to say that you're right there.
I always say it wrong.
It's all right. Marcos Cabranes bats. He takes ball one, which is up high, and Marcos, another one of the guys on the original roster, team leader in hits, and spending his first summer in the United States. The Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy had gone back home after the conclusion of the spring season for each of his first three, but he's going to play one more at Arkansas Tech as the Wonder Boy catcher, who also said that he would like to be something in the criminal justice field, and pointed out as being a lawyer would be something cool for him. So he smokes that to center field, and making the catch on the run is Steck in center field. Hit it hard. It can't hit it much harder than that. But Cabranes with a loud second out there.
When Steck did an excellent job of picking up that ball off the bat, rotating his shoulders and having that step back and tracking it down. Any young player that might be watching the broadcast, that is how you track down a ball in the outfield.
Especially, like you said, Michelle, this sun too. We've seen all season at Duncan Field, the center and left side of the field around this time have trouble picking up balls, but Steck, one of the great center fielders that we've seen play here. I mentioned the Elijah Reeves, the Casper Spud center fielder, got to just tip your hat to him. It was annoying seeing him making all those plays against us, but tip your cap to Elijah Reeves. He'll be one of the Spuds playing in the 2023 Championship Series next week between Casper and Fremont for the Independence League Championship in 2023. It's Nick Jones. Nick Jones, another one of the 3-year players for the Sodbusters, will be making his last game as he puts that to the opposite field in left center field towards the gap. Jansen Steck converge, and it'll fall in front of them for a base hit, and Jones will get to second on that, as a little bit of a last-minute decision by Jansen and couldn't get there. Maybe perhaps some miscommunication. Nonetheless, Jones at second base with a 2-out double.
Yeah, I would say miscommunication for sure, but give credit to Jones, running on that all the way and getting to second base. I've seen so many players pop that up and think it's an out and just gingerly jog to first base, and then they get there and oh my gosh, it fell, and then they got to hustle to second and not get thrown out. So Jones, heads up play there by him.
Also, wind could be playing a little tricks. Past 3 days, we've seen the winds blow around pretty violently as Anthony Chavez fouls that first pitch off. Jones with a 2-out double, as he has done pretty much all season, go the opposite way into left field, left center field. So Jones with his 7th double of the year and now 9th extra base hit. And speaking of extra base hits, take another one from the guy at the plate right here in Anthony Chavez. Chavez team lead with 11 doubles to go along with 2 home runs. What a scoop there by Long, as that one bounced in front of him and like a hockey goalie swiped at it and kept Jones at second base. So 1-1 count. See if Chavez can get that run right back from Fremont after they scored 1 in the third to go along with 3 in the second.
A nice inside-out swing, put that right between first and second into the gap. That should score Jones from second.
Jones, not the fastest wheels on the team, but
I'm predicting that he'll get home.
I want to say that too. I think that Jones, he can get there, and for a guy with just so much baseball knowledge, has great read on the baseball, but a little bit of a minor shift on for Chavez as he takes ball 3 outside. And so often what we've seen in the first 3 innings that Lundqvist has had control troubles with 2 outs. So Chavez with Jones at second. If he can put one the other way, Michelle says, green grass for days, and Jones can stroll home. But it's ball 4, and Jones will get to third base anyways on the wild pitch. And you'll have runners at first and third with 2 outs, and 2 straight have reached.
Yes, very smart there by number 19, Chavez. You know, it was an 0-1 count. He battled back to 3-1. You're not swinging that pitch coming through.
Keeping the line moving. That's what we've talked about here. You got to play situational baseball here at Duncan Field. You're so tempting to crush one in the air, but Duncan Field's going to hold it. Something that's gotten a lot better for the Sodbusters throughout the start of the season. Guys swinging at bad pitches to start us off and just flying it into the air into no man's land where the fielders go to track down fly balls. It's Josh Printer to put the Sodbusters on the board as he waves and misses at that breaking ball. And that hook from Lundqvist, if he can locate it and mix in with that fastball, has been pretty good so far.
Well, and Lundqvist is really playing the outside of the plate, and that actually is good for Printer because if he can get a hold of one of those outside pitches and get it between that gap, first and second, that's going to score a run.
And just like last at bat, we'll see if Printer can do it again. He took an inside fastball and had a single to right center, or a double rather, to right center field as Steck almost made a play on that fly ball, but Printer able to get in there. And that's a good breaking ball, but just low of the zone, and Stroman lets Lundqvist know, yep, just a little bit low, and the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, the home plate umpire has a very stingy strike zone today. I've watched the first couple of innings from the bleachers, and it's a different perspective over there than it is from here, but some of those that he's been calling balls have been very close to that zone.
Let's see what the 3-1 is. It is a high strike for strike 2, and right at the top of the zone, maybe a little bit above, could have gone either way according to our grid. So the stingy strike zone just got a little bigger there. But now with a 3-2 count, Chavez will be on the move. And it is way inside and actually behind Printer, who lunges in front of that ball, and it's ball 4. So 3 have reached with 2 outs, and it'll be bases loaded for Jacob Nisvara.
You know, it doesn't look like Lundqvist has a rosin bag or a chalk bag out there at all, and it's pretty humid today.
Yes.
You know, at game time when I pulled in at about 6 o'clock, it was 92, and that dew point's up in the upper 60s, and it's hard to grip any sort of pitch when it's that humid.
First pitch to Nisvara is outside for ball 1. Nisvara fought tough and worked a walk in his first plate appearance. He was then thrown out trying to go first to third on that Josh Printer double. Excuse me, that was the Taylor Gill single. As the 1-0 is down and in for ball 2, and Lundqvist, again, just not able to control that pitch, and it just seems like it's with 2 outs. He's gotten the first 1 and 2 outs for the most part pretty easily, but just not able to put away hitters here. Let's see what he has in mind with the 2-0 to Nesvara. High and tight, it's 3-0, and you got to figure
You're sitting
a
on this
sign.
one. Yep, just sitting and waiting. Absolutely.
Maybe swinging? No.
Not with 2 outs. 1 out, maybe, but not with 2.
Let's see if Lundqvist can deliver it across.
Low.
He cannot.
You
It's
bet.
a bases-loaded walk for Nesvara. The Sodbusters get one right back. It's 4-3.
I like the patience from the Sodbuster hitters. I mean, make Lundqvist throw you a strike. He's pretty much thrown 10 balls and 2 strikes in the last couple of batters.
And that'll prompt a mound visit from the assistant coach for the Fremont Moo, and for Lundqvist, who got the first 2 outs. He's, like Steve mentioned, a Nebraska prospect who anticipates to be with the team in the spring, and one of our inside scoop on him, one of our engineers over to our left, has worked with the baseball team and says that Lundqvist did not throw this hard before, and here he is in the low 90s, hitting 90 and 91, but just not able to find the zone. Yeah, that last sequence, 4 straight balls, and with the walk to Jones, the walk to Chavez, so 4 straight now, 3 walks and a double, and the Sodbusters have scored 1. It'll be up to Kyle Hiltbrand, and my interview for Kyle, he says that he's one of the guys, doesn't care where he plays, just wants to hit it as hard and as far as he can. So with the bases loaded, what do we need to do for an approach here, Michelle?
Well, definitely do not swing at that first pitch. You know, wait until you get a strike on you, and then you just have to be very patient, keep those hands moving through the zone, and finish that swing strong. Anywhere you can find a gap will score 2.
And there it is, first pitch taking, and it's ball 1, so 5 straight have missed for Lundqvist. It's Hiltbrand at the plates, and that's up and in for ball 2, and it's 2-0. And yep, I think probably just taking here until you get a strike.
Absolutely.
Hiltbrand, one of the more free swingers on the team, but keep the line moving. You have the top of the order on deck. The 2-0. And that must have missed high.
Yeah, I was going to say that looked like a strike that the umpire called just recently.
Lundqvist kind of looking in, and not so sure about the call from home plate umpire Tim Stroman. But it's 3-0 and 1 pitch away from tying the game.
There we
and
go.
There it is. 9 straight have missed out of the zone, and Lundqvist with 2 bases loaded walks, and the Sodbusters have scored 2. Got a brand new ball game. It's 4-4 here in Hastings.
Well, and the coaching staff for the Moo right now have a decision to make. You know, who's warming up in their pen, and when do you pull Lundqvist? You know, can he get this second out? I mean, there's another ball.
Taken all the way. Let's make Lundqvist throw a strike, which he has not been. For the Moo, like we mentioned earlier, probably not throwing anyone today. They probably want to save most of their starters and relievers that they want to pitch in the playoff series, as finally Lundqvist pours over, and sarcastic clap from a couple of Sodbuster fans as Lundqvist finally finds his own to Taylor Gill, and it's 1-1. A couple of RBI walks have tied the game, as that is outside for ball 2 to Taylor Gill. Gill with the big RBI single in the second inning. That drove in 2 runs to get the Sodbusters on the board. RBI walks from Nesvara and Hiltbrand have tied it. 5 hits for Fremont, 3 hits for Hastings. That pitch catches the inside part of the plate, and it's 2-2. And you wondered on the other day, too, it was the day before Banana Ball. It was 105 degrees, humidity making it feel like 115. This even feels more humid than the day before.
It is, absolutely.
You have to wonder how much that affects. Backdoor breaking ball is just outside, and too close for my comfort, but
absolutely,
Gill
you
with
gotta
the better
swing.
eye.
Yep. You got to protect the plate. 3-2 count, 2 outs. You got 3 ducks on the pond. You got to get these runs in.
So another payoff pitch, this time to Taylor Gill, And it's up high for ball 4 as Gill works the bases loaded walk, third consecutive free pass with the bases loaded, and the Sodbusters, once down 3-0, now lead 5-4.
You know, and Ryan, you mentioned you want to see how long Lundqvist can go because you want to save arms, but at the same time, it's confidence. You know, you got, I don't know how old Lundqvist is, 19 or so, and you just don't want to defeat his confidence, especially if you're going to need him going into the playoffs. Now, me being new to this league, what is the playoff format and where is it played at?
So the playoff format, it is, since there's just 6 teams eligible in the Independence League, just the top two, the first half and the second half overall winners make the playoffs. So Fremont won the first half, and Casper with the second half. So they both meet in a 5 games, so it's a best of 5 series.
Okay.
And so starting Tuesday, since Fremont won the first half, they will get 3 games at home, but something that we've been talking about, they get the final 3 games at home, and Casper gets the first 2, even though Casper won the first or the second half. So,
okay.
So on Tuesday, Fremont will travel to Casper, and they will square off in a best of 5 series.
Please tell me they're going to fly versus taking a bus, because that is a long
I don't think they will.
No, probably not. The budget doesn't allow for it.
I think it's all buses here. For example, the Badlands Big Six, the 10-hour bus ride all the way from Dickinson, North Dakota here. So we're going to give us a quick break here as our Fremont pitcher warms up. Just keep it right here. We will have a whole lot more of Sodbuster Baseball right after this.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
We're back in Hastings. The Sodbusters, with 3 bases loaded walks, have scored 3 in the inning. They now lead 5-4. The day for Brandon Lundqvist is done. His final lines, he pitches 2 2/3 innings, allowing 3 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 8 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So Lundqvist was good in the first inning, just too much traffic and not enough control in the second and third, so his day is done after 76 pitches and just recording 8 outs. It's going to be Jaden Stone, the 9th man to come to the plate for the Sodbusters in the inning. A pickoff throw to first. The first baseman wasn't there, but able to snag that there as the new pitcher for Fremont is Jacob Ortiz, making his 7th appearance.
I don't like that at all. Ortiz, where's that guy going? You got somebody on second base. If you have a wild throw, you got the kid from home scoring. Depending on where that ball bounces down the outfield line, you got the runner at second scoring as well.
Agreed.
There's no need to throw that over. That kid is not going anywhere.
The base is loaded. Gill could be pretty much anywhere, but he's still not stealing anywhere, so let's see, the 1-0 here is now 2-0 to Jaden Stone. Jaden Stone 0 for 4 in the first game of the series against Fremont. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out so far. Stone playing in his first game at Duncan Field last week. In the late edition, one of the Hastings College guys for Joel Skipper, as that's outside and it's 3-0, and Ortiz yet to find the strike zone and 1 pitch away from another bases loaded walk.
You know, it's really interesting how all the moving pieces come together to have a team. Luke has been telling me all season, his buddy Ando left probably mid-July. Braden Anderson, because he had reached his pitch limit. And all of a sudden these new guys are coming in, and I'm watching the broadcast from home, and I'm like, wow, where's Scott getting these players from? And there's a plethora of players. Some of Luke's former high school and select teammates play in the my apologies. I was just watching something on the field in the Northwoods League, and they're signing contracts.
All right.
2-3 week contracts, and they may move from one team, for a couple weeks, and then have a week off, and then go to another team for a couple weeks. And it's very interesting how that all works out. So,
baseball is a business. Seeing a lot of guys move around, as Ortiz has yet to find the strike zone. He has delivered. It is 1-1. He delivered first pick strike. Our scoreboard has it wrong. It's 1-1 as he delivers strike one and ball one. And this is Cale Jensen. That is roped to right field, but foul.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun watching Cale play.
Oh, yes,
this
we have
year.
too.
Him and Lane Shires, who was here for a time, and Luke said he had to go back home. A lot of fun watching Lane and listening to the broadcasters call him Shears.
That was the
Lane
opposing.
Shears, yes.
Yep, for all the visiting broadcasters that came here, as that is nowhere close and gets back to the screen. Here comes Hiltbrand, and he will slide in safely. And the Busters pouring it on here in the third inning. They have now scored 5, and they only have 1 hit on the inning. That's a wild pitch there. And so now Jensen's still at bat with second and third, and
we've been scoring all of this on 2 outs.
This is the first 2 were out. You're right, as that is high for ball 3, and counts now full to Cale Jensen. Let's see if Ortiz can hang one here, and Jensen can put one past an outfielder. The payoff to him is ball 4.
Just missed the zone on that one. Great eye.
Let's see, was it in the zone? It was. I didn't record on our broadcast or our strike zone, but yeah, like you said, too close to take, and especially with 2 outs, the last thing you want to do is get caught looking to end the inning. But Cale Jensen reaches. He was the first out of the inning, but now he reaches. So 5 are home in the inning, and Cabranes, now the 11th sodbuster to come to the plate here in the third inning. They've scored 5 times to the benefit of just 1 double and 7 walks in this inning. Ball 1 is downstairs, so Ortiz taking a page out of the book of Brandon Lundquist, just not able to find the zone. And like you said, Michelle, the humidity, the getting a grip on that baseball has got to be tough. And confidence-wise, too, if you miss the zone, you might start second-guessing yourself, which can be tough as a pitcher. But Cabranes now ahead in the count 2-0.
Well, and the strike zone is even more compressed with Cabranes up there because of his height, and that makes it really tough on a pitcher. I mean, you really have to pinpoint when number 5 is at the plate.
Marcos with the 2-0. There's a breaking
go.
ball that finds the zone, and Ortiz now with a 2-1 count. Coming into today's game, the numbers for Ortiz in 6 appearances were 7 hits, 7 runs, 11 walks, 6 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .259 off of Ortiz. As the 2-1 pitch is inside on the chalk, and didn't miss by much. And I mean, tip your hat a little bit to the Moo pitchers. They're not missing by much, with the exception of a few loose cannon pitches by the Fremont pitching staff, but in danger of walking their 8th man of the inning, and that's on the outside part of the plate. And Jensen thought it was ball 4, and he's going to be tagged out or in a rundown at least.
Don't give up.
And the pitch, and they get Jensen out.
Does the run score?
Well, what I want to say, Gil touched home plate before the out was recorded, we thought. But I think Tim Stroman is waving off the run. Let's see if they're going to get together here. But Jensen thought that was ball 4. and started heading to second base. So he is tagged out in a rundown, and that run will not score, according to home plate umpire Tim Stroman, as Gill came across just a little bit late. But wow, what just happened there? That was probably one of the more bizarre plays we've seen here at Duncan Field.
Well, there were so many walks that I think he just thought, that was a low pitch, and I think the umpire didn't give his signal right away. But you always have to be certain before you get going. And heads up by the Moo to figure out that he was in no man's land.
All right, looking at the replay here on our live stream, and it looks like it was a bang— and I think that Stroman did get the call right, that Jensen was just tagged out just before Gill. That's got to be half a stride, so credit Tim Stroman for getting that one down and calling that the correct call. 7-4 the score now for Hastings, and Luke's back. He will have another inning at the go. We'll have Michelle around just for a little bit longer. The mother of Luke Wenzel and color analyst so after the season here is over too, do you have any gigs lined up for the fall, or are we gonna hear Michelle on TV anytime soon?
Well, I usually the beginning of August is when I get my schedule for Marquette volleyball. Most likely, I will be working with my partner Bob Brainerd and doing the Big East Women's Volleyball Championship. That's at Marquette this year. Last year it's at Creighton, and they usually alternate. I love working for the Big East. I love calling Creighton women's volleyball. Kirsten Bernthal Booth is a phenomenal coach. I love when they come to Milwaukee and play Marquette, and Coach Ryan Tice, also a phenomenal coach. And it's just so much. It's so much fun, and I'm just very blessed that I have the time to be able to do that. Luke played boys volleyball, could have gotten a scholarship to play college volleyball, but his passion, always lied in baseball. So
it's tough. I mean, baseball is so much fun to play with the plethora of baseball players now. You have to be really good to go on, but this has just been fun to watch Luke this season. I mean, be brutally honest with you, at the start of the season, whenever Luke came on in the middle of innings, we're like, oh boy, here we go.
What's the over-under on how many batters he's going to hit?
Yep. There was at one point where it was averaging around 2 per outing, but honestly, I'll have to pull up his stats, but for a while, he had a pretty good streak going of where he did not hit a batter, and it was an outing in July later in the season. The exact game escapes me, but Luke just found it, and I asked him about it afterwards, and he said that it boosted his confidence, and he has looked really good ever since. Let's look at the numbers for Luke. Last 7 outings has only allowed 1 earned run. So he has
I think we had 17 innings with only 1 earned run if we were keeping track. But as you see there, he really lost grip on that ball way outside in the right-hand batter's box. But he has a tendency of taking that ball and stripping it on the turf. Yeah,
there's
just
ball
missed it.
4. Just missed to Tablazon outside, but there it is. Yep, getting the hand on the turf, maybe getting a little more grip, and that humidity likely playing a factor in the pitcher's grips today, as no one's made it very far so far.
Well, and one thing my husband and I really stressed with Luke is, when you're on the mound, it's your game, and there are no excuses. There we go.
Of course, we were talking about it, and there it is. That was just the second hit batter in the last 8 appearances for Luke, as it's now 23 on the season, but that was mainly in the first half as he continues to scrape his hand on the mound, trying to maybe
get a grip on that ball.
Get the grip on the ball, get some moisture off the hands. But so to start off the inning, Tablazon reaches and Palmer reaches.
Well, I think he also lives for situations like this. Watching the season.
Way inside there.
Watching this season unfold, he found himself in a lot of situations where bases were loaded with 1 out or runners on first and second and 1 out. He would come in, but as I was saying, my husband and I always told him, there are no excuses. You can't blame the umpire. You can't blame the weather. You can't blame your teammates. You're in control of yourself on that mound. And one thing I don't think coaches, especially at the younger level, nice strike there, do a good job of is the mental side of the game.
Yep.
I mean, we do such a great job of sending coaches to camps and trainings and stuff to go over the X's and O's, but we really need to start focusing more on the mental side of the game. And I've been fortunate to have a lot of classes in child psychology and being a teacher. And, Luke and I talked about that a lot on our rides home from Indianapolis, Cincinnati. You got to stay mentally tough, and you got to block out the nonsense that's happening in the bleachers.
2-1 is blocked by Cabranes, 3-1. And like you mentioned, the mental part of the game, you can get so frustrated with yourself. Some handle it better than others. They can let their emotions get the best of them as Wenzel thinks about throwing to second. Nobody there, and Tablazon not going anywhere. Sodbusters leading 7-4, but back to our point after the pitch. That looked like a pretty good pitch, but Cabranes couldn't get a glove on it, and
he
appears to be just outside.
Yeah, I asked the umpire on that, and number 13's got to make the adjustment here. I mean, you got a 3-run lead. Coach is going out to talk to him, and again, this is where Luke's got to, if he's going to stay in, he's got to dig deep. He's got to get himself out of this mess.
So Joel Skipper with the visit to Luke Wenzel, just trying to calm him down. It was a pretty good outing for him in the third inning, induced a fly out and a double play, but has loaded the bases with nobody out with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And if at any point you need to go down there and yell some words of encouragement at him, feel free to do so.
Not so much encouragement. It's more of a let's go.
Figure it out, son.
Figure it out. Yeah. And sometimes when pitchers are sitting for a length of time, like Luke did in that last inning, I mean, his teammates batted around, and sometimes your arm can tighten up a little bit, but with today's weather, he's got to be super loose, and he's got to be able to fire that in there.
And especially Wenzel pitching in banana ball a little bit yesterday, so got to pitch a little bit yesterday, and there's the cross for a strike. It's 1-1, and
that was so much fun.
Yes, it was.
I'm so glad that Scott and Brian decided to do that, and I think the pack stands, they just had a great time.
Cracked to out the left field side, and that is going to be trouble. Time and Long delivers when 2 runs will score, and a 2 RBI double for Time and Long. And the Moo are right back in this thing. A rocket shot past third base. Chavez not able to knock it down. And the Moo now just trails 7-6. They have second and third with nobody out.
Well, great piece of hitting there. I mean, to be able to attack that pitch and drive it, I mean, we have not seen a lot of hits recently because of all the walks. Now, this makes me a little nervous with Connor Peterson coming up. Connor was playfully ejected from last night's game.
That was my favorite part.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what a nice young man he is. I got to talk to him after his ejection, and he's like, that was the best part of baseball ever. I'm like, you were a ham. You just hammed it up and had a blast.
I wonder how they decided it was going to be him that was going to bunt, because obviously scripted right there as he playfully threw his helmet and playfully argued with the umpire. And I think we appear to have a pinch runner for Time and Long after the double. It will be a pinch runner. It's going to be Kai Taylor. Taylor, a pitcher for the Fremont Moo staff. He replaces Time and Long after the double. He stands there at second, and big swing and no contact. And
got the umpire on the leg.
Yeah, so just got a piece of that, and that got a piece of Tin Stroman on the leg somewhere, and that's going to leave a mark.
The last time I pitched batting practice to Luke without a screen, he was about 15 years old, and he drilled me in my right shin. And I just went down, and that thing swelled up faster and fast, and it was at that point I'm like, you're too strong for me. if we're going to keep doing this, I need a screen.
Probably not enough expletives in the book that you can yell there too. I had to say
It hurts.
It finds some way, and especially with no padding on. I mean, when I played baseball and umpired, I was catcher and umpire, so I had the shin guards on, but it always still seems to find you some way, and it'll bring a bruise there. A little smile on the face from Tim Stroman, and Marcos will make sure the man calling the balls and strikes is all good. Stroman, it's like reluctantly, he's ready to go. If it were up to him, I think he would much rather take the rest of the night off and enjoy this one, but we appreciate all the work that Tim Stroman's done. So here's the 0-1, popped softly out of play, and it's 0-2 to Connor Peterson. Peterson, the third inning single. He was left stranded and grounded into a fielder's choice as that's popped softly, this time in play to right field. Hiltbrand makes the catch, runner tags, throw coming home is cut off by Nesvara, and it's not in time to home. And the Moo have tied the game in the fourth inning at 7 apiece on the RBI sac fly from Connor Peterson. It is 7-7.
Well, in communication in that relay, it should have been a lot tighter. Cabrera should have been yelling at the first baseman, number 35.
Nesvara.
Thank you.
Yep.
I don't know all the players that have been moving in and out, but that should have been a quick grab, pivot, and throw. I mean, that's got to go home right away, and Navarez kind of hesitated on that, and I think if it would have been a clean relay, they would have had a chance.
So now 1 out in the inning, and yeah, it looked maybe a little bit offline, but yeah, to cut that off, just make a little bit quicker of a throw. Then again, you have Hunter Palmer coming home, who has a lot of speed. So 3 runs for the Moo, as that catches a corner to Neil Jansen, as the Moo have tied it up. They have a double and 3 free passes to their credit so far. Same pitch, same result, and Jansen's been caught looking on those last 2 pitches. And something Luke told me too, his slider, when it is on, he feels really good about it. Let's see if he goes to that again. Nope, went with the fastball, and it's down the right field line. Hiltbrand racing over towards the line, but he won't have a play as that lands towards the playground just out of play.
Now he's ahead in the count. He's got to keep that pitch down. Nothing up in the zone. He cannot hang that slider, otherwise that ball is going to be traveling.
The 1-2 went to the breaking ball, but just a little bit farther outside. Not a bad miss there.
No.
Trying to get an offer from Jansen, who was called a strike on in the past 2 pitches. That one just at 69 miles an hour. Wenzel really taking something off that. Wave and a miss. Went with the fastball that time up high, and Jansen strikes out, and there are 2 outs in the inning.
It's just so much fun to watch him get into his groove and changing that arm slot. And I remember when he first told me in the spring when he was at Iowa Western, he's like, Mom, I got to do it. And I said, hey, you got to do what you got to do to, continue playing, do what you love. And right now he's really pounding that outside corner.
That is a called strike to Easton Steck. Steck singled and scored in the 2nd inning and flew out. The first batter that Wenzel faced last inning, and he's down to his last strike here.
All right, keep it down.
Pitch from Wenzel.
That's
Popped up in foul grounds. See if Nesvara has a play. Just does not get there, as that landed just inside the field of play, but not able to grab that one away, and Steck will get another chance.
All right, finish him.
All right, what do we throw here?
I like that slider that's been covering that outside zone.
Wenzel shakes off a sign, decides on sign number 2.
Don't worry about the runner. It's all batter.
Inside, and Steck.
That's all right.
Thought about it. He got out of the way late, so he, considering that, no call time for the ball making its way over to Sodbuster dugouts. 1-2 again. There's a
There we
slider.
go.
Called strike
Yes,
3 on the outer
yes.
part of the plate.
Way to end it, Wenzel.
All right, that's one happy mom right there is Michelle Griffin Wenzel. And Luke probably a little upset with himself that he gave up a few runs, but gets out of it regardless.
Well, thank you so much.
How much fun was that? Get to see your
that was
son
wonderful.
pitch, do
Yes.
your analyst job, and I want to say Michelle really does have a voice for analysts. Great to see a person of notoriety in here, so we wish you luck in the fall and everywhere forward, and appreciate your thoughts and insights.
Yeah,
and glad
and
you're able to make the trip and see Luke come and pitch.
Me too. And just a quick shout out again to Scott for letting me come up here, and the whole Sodbusters organization and the community of Hastings, just embracing these players and really loving them and making baseball a lot of fun. So thanks a lot, Ryan. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. We will take a quick break as the Sodbusters will come back to bat in the bottom of the 4th. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It has been a wacky one, and we wouldn't have it any other way on the final day of this 2023 season. Thanks to Michelle Griffin Wenzel again for spending some time and offering her analyst insights to the booth here as Steve's back with us. And like we were saying in the break, holy walks last time. Let's see if that trend continues. It's going to be Marcos Cabranes to lead it off. And Ortiz misses with ball 1, and getting ball 1 and versus strike 1 has been the name of the game so far for this Fremont staff.
And I'm sure I'm more of a smart aleck than Michelle, but my goodness, it feels like it's going to be opening day next week as long as those last couple innings took.
Feels like we should be in February or something at least. It has been a long time. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning, approaching on 2 hours of game time already. Late night here in Hastings, coming your way with the exception of zeros all the way through. Ground ball up the middle, flagged down by the shortstop, and throw over to first is in time. And that is Carter Sintek making the play on Cabranes, and 1 up and 1 down.
Ladies and gentlemen, a ball was put in play.
Wow.
That was kind of cool.
That was, couldn't believe that happened. 7 walks last inning, and they coming consecutively. A ground out and a fly out, a double, and then 7 consecutive walks. It was
8.
almost 8.
Yep.
But Cabranes, as that is grounded there. Let's see, because Chavez, Printer, Nesvara, Hiltbrand.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Taylor, Gill, Jaden Stone, then Jensen. And then we thought it was going to be Cabranes, who we thought had ball 4, but then didn't.
Yeah, because Jones actually began that with a double. Yeah, and then I've been watching baseball a long time at all levels, and I've never seen 7 straight walks.
And, of course, Fremont comes back and retires the first 2 straight. So Jones grounds out third to first base unassisted after Cabranes grounded out as well. It'll be Anthony Chavez, and fastest inning we have so far. So Chavez, who did not play in the opening game against Fremont, will get a chance here. Big swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. The Sodbusters in 10 games, official games, I should say, in Fremont, just hitting 186. Only scored 41 runs in 10 games, while Fremont has scored 65 runs offensively. A lot of close ones, a lot of one-run games as Chavez takes outside. It's 2-1. Ortiz, the second pitcher for the Moo. Trying to get out of this. 1-2-3 and get strike 2. And the Sodbusters down to their last strike. Sodbusters lost 3 consecutive one-run games in their last series against Fremont on the 3rd through 5th of July. They have hung tough with the Moo, just have not come out on top. Swing and a miss, and Chavez is down on strikes. Can you believe it? A 1-2-3 inning after 2.5 innings of madness. And the Sodbusters come up empty. It is 7-7. We go to the 5th.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Top of the 5th inning, a lot of crooked numbers in this game so far, but we stand even at 7-7. And Steve Stein, hope you enjoyed your break, but here you are.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's been a long time, but my first Social Security check comes next week. It's been a long time since I've done play-by-play in this game. I didn't put a clock on it, but that was a long couple of innings. And it's a game that's got a feel of opening night, even though it's closing night, with 7 straight walks in an inning. Like I say, at any level, I'm old, and I don't think I've ever seen that. And how many at-bats did the Sodbusters go without even swinging the bat? That was crazy.
I was going to say, probably maybe 10-year-old baseball.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the, and that's, because that's where you start going from coach pitch to player pitch, and they're still learning things, and look out.
Luke Wenzel's still in there, and Wenzel still trying to find his release point today as first pitch over the head of Tyler Hummel. 1 ball and no strikes. Sodbusters and the Moo all square at 7 for the final 5 innings of this one. And the pitch from Wenzel is right across for strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Hummel. Hummel reached on an error his first time up, walked in the 3rd, as we have seen 14 runs score on just 9 hits. Wenzel brings home this one. Beauty. When he has his release point down, he's nearly unhittable. 1-2 the count on Hummel as he gets his opportunity against Wenzel here in the 5th inning. 3-1-3 the last 3 innings for Fremont. Sodbusters get a 2 and a 5 in the 3rd and 4th inning. This nearly gets away. It's inside on Hummel. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in inning number 5 of a 7-7 game here at Duncan Field. As Luke Wenzel winds and delivers, and this one is a little looping liner right at Chavez. 1 out. Game like this, sometimes you see things turn around and a lot of zeros on the board if pitchers find their groove, and certainly Jacob Ortiz did. Ortiz bouncing back from a horrific first inning when he walked 2 but really got bailed out on a Sodbuster running error. Threw only 4 strikes in 15 pitches, but gets out of that after walking the first couple of guys he faced. Here's a line drive, center field, base hit. Jason Clark is aboard as he had a double earlier in the game. He'll get a long single here as that baby's cut off by Jaden Stone. So 1 on, 1 out for the Moo. 7-7 the score. The starters are long gone. Jacob Suits not going to figure in the decision for the Hastings Sodbusters. Neither is Brandon Lundquist for the Fremont Moo. Lundquist would have been the loser had Hastings held the lead, but the Sodbusters, after taking a 7-4 advantage, promptly give up 3 in the 4th. We're now in the 5th. And here comes number 9 hitter Blake Tablazon. He is 1 for 1, an RBI and 2 runs scored. 1 on, 1 out. And the pitch from Wenzel is fouled away, and that gets a piece of Tablazon. Hopefully he's okay. We've already seen one get the piece of home plate. Umpire Tim Stroman bringing you this season finale for the Hastings Sodbusters as Tablazon trying to shake that off down the first base line. Blake with a triple in the win on Friday, went 1 for 3 with a run scored. He leads the team in that category. Playoffs begin on Tuesday for Fremont. Throw to first and back in safely is Jason Clark. A lot of speed on this Fremont team. Clark, maybe not among the leaders, though, and you don't figure he's going. He's just 1 for 1 in stolen bases this year. Wenzel brings it home, and this one's way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Blake Tablazon, number 9 hitter for the Fremont Moo, coming into today. Batting average of .214 and 185 against the Sodbusters. Pitches on the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tablazon. 1 on, 1 out. 5th inning of play. Game brought to you by Blue Fork Kitchen, Hastings College, Core CPAs, and Hastings Visitors Bureau. Last game of the season for the Hastings Sodbusters. Fremont prepping for playoff time on Tuesday. 1-2 pitch coming. Inside, it gets away. It's back to the screen. And there's a runner in scoring position as it goes to 2-2 as Jason Clark takes second. So that went in the dirt from Luke Wenzel. Wenzel getting an opportunity to see some time on the mound yesterday in that fun game, the Buster Ball game. He also got an at-bat and a hit. And his mom gets a chance to do some radio, some YouTube broadcasting with him on the mound. Of course, great to have Michelle in. Tremendous broadcaster in her own right. Ground ball left side. That's a base hit, and the bases are loaded now. So Tablazon reaches. Hunter Palmer with a single. And now it looks like we're going to see a pitching change as Carter Sintek will come to the plate. And here comes Joel Skipper. So pitching change made. We're in the 5th inning. It's a 7-7 game, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Potential for a big inning for Fremont again. There's just 1 man out. The bases are loaded. The hit batsman and the single to go along with a single from Jason Clark. And now the Sodbusters are in a fix once again. They will turn to their bullpen as Nico Riera gets an opportunity. Nico's been pretty good here recently. 1-2 overall. 9.58 ERA, making his 9th appearance. He has started a game at 11 1/3 innings. He's allowed 13 runs, 11 of those earned. He's allowed 12 hits, struck out 18, walked 12, and hit 2. And he was the winning pitcher against Badlands on Thursday with an inning, no runs, no hits. Struck out 2 and walked 1 as the Sodbusters ended up picking up that extra inning win, 8-7 in the first game of the doubleheader. That game, I should say that doubleheader went a long time with an 8 and a 7 inning game. This a 9 inning contest, and we may eclipse that at the rate we are going. It's 7-7, but Fremont looking for more here as they have the bases loaded and just 1 man out as the pitchers have struggled mightily today. Now Jacob Suits probably deserved better than he got. He went 2 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, but none of them earned. Excuse me, just 1 of them earned. He walked 3 and didn't strike out anybody, so walks were an issue for him. Luke Wenzel goes 2 1/3 innings today, allowing 3 runs on 3 hits so far. He has struck out 2, he walked 3, and he hit 2. So unfortunate, tough last outing for Luke Wenzel. And we'll see what Nico Riera can get done for the Hastings Sodbusters, as he will be working to Carter Sintek. Sintek grounded out his first time up, had a fielder's choice grounder to end the second inning, and walked and scored a run in the fourth. We have our 9th half inning in progress here. Of the 8 previous, 5 have resulted in runs scored. Fremont gets 3 in the second, all of those unearned. Hastings comes back with 2. Fremont gets 1 in the third. Hastings 5 in the bottom of the third on all of 1 hit. 7 straight walks in the inning. Never seen it before. And then Fremont bouncing back to tie it with 3 in the fourth. They put a 1-2-3 inning up in the bottom of the fourth, and now they look for the lead right here as Riera brings it in. First pitch swinging, popped up into left field. Jensen makes the catch, tagged the runner. Here comes the throw home, and it's way up the line. Unfortunate there, as they had a tremendous chance to get the runner at home, but it will be a sacrifice fly for Carter Sintek. First pitch swinging. Jason Clark, probably not their best runner, but he scores, and Sintek gets the job done, and Fremont has regained the lead. And also on the play, we saw Blake Tablazon take third base as the cutoff man not hit, so they couldn't make a cut and throw back. Hunter Palmer stays at third, but he could be taken off right here. Sodbuster's going to have to play solid defense at this point, and this will be a new batter. Saw Timon Long taken out after his 2-run double for a pinch hitter the last time, and so he is done for the day. Get a chance to get another one of their guys in at bat here. Probably 2 or 3 at the rate this game is going. And this will be Jason Willers. So Jason Willers gets his first at bat. Another solid player for this Fremont Moose squad. Here's the pitch. And it's low for a ball. Now 2 balls and no strikes on Jason Willers. Willers seeing his first at bat today. He's hitting .300 against Hastings for the year, 3 for 10. Went 0 for 3 on Friday. .271 for the year, 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in, and 12 runs scored for Willers. Runners at the corners, and the pitches bounced back up the middle. Printer's got it. He'll dish to Gills, covering at second, and that will do it. But Fremont does grab the lead. 1 run on 2 hits. They leave a pair. We head to the bottom half of inning number 5. It's 8-7 Moo, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
And at the bottom half of inning number 5, the Hastings Sodbusters trail once again. They were down early 3-0. They got it to 3-2. They were down 4-2. They took a 7-4 lead, now 4 straight for the Moose, so they trail again as we are halfway through. We are halfway through this game, and it's 8:28. So if we keep up at our current pace, we've got about a 10:30 end time if this game keeps it going. As a good job for Mr. Ortiz. Jacob Ortiz worked a 1-2-3 inning after he struggled mightily in the first outing. As Jacob Ortiz, his first inning, he threw 15 pitches, only 4 of them strikes, as he came in and came in a really tough situation. He walked the first 2 men he faced and fell behind Marcos Cabranes, but the Sodbusters with a base running error, as one of their base runners thought it was ball 4, took off to second, got caught in a rundown. Sodbuster nearly got another run out of that, but just out at second before the run scored. And so they kind of bailed Ortiz out a little bit on that one. As we see Josh Printer bat now for the Hastings Sodbusters, and then Ortiz took advantage and came right back in and mowed him down 1-2-3. Scott Galusha has been making the rounds. He has had a very busy day, and he's going to join us here for a portion of this one. Bottom half of fifth inning with Josh Printer batting, and the Sodbusters trail at 8-7. And if Scott wants to stick around, like I say, we're halfway through in 2 hours. This could be
it could be a long night.
Could be 11 o'clock by the time we're done. I was joking about the fact I took those 2 innings off with Michelle Wenzel coming in, and I felt like opening day is like 2 weeks away after those 2 long innings.
We haven't had a game like that for a while. We've had really good baseball for at least the last 2.5 or 3 weeks, but those 2 innings were just hard to watch, and unfortunately that's the way it goes sometimes. And we were planning on staying late anyway, trying to get some stuff done since this is the last game, because I got a lot of staff members that are going to stick around and help us a little bit. But I was hoping we could get a couple hours of work in, but it may be about 30 minutes at the current pace.
Yeah, it's a long night. And Josh Printer, a 3-pitch strikeout. And Ortiz, man, you felt like you had him on the ropes and basically gave him an out, and now he has set down his last 4 in quick fashion, including back-to-back strikeouts.
Absolutely, we gave him an out, and I'm not sure. It just wasn't very good on a couple different fronts. But that happens, and we've got to be able to play through that a little bit. Had a chance really to break the game open, and then the problem is you put a 5 spot up, you have all the momentum, and then we came out and struggled on the mound in that very first. I guess that would be the top of the 4th. Seems like it was 9 hours ago, but nonetheless, that happens. We haven't had very many of those, so that's the good sign. Sometimes you get this every once in a while in summer baseball. Get out. Oh.
Nesvar's had a pretty good day. It was Jacob Nesvar at the plate, and he lined out to left. He had walked twice. He had an RBI and a run scored for Jacob, doing pretty good in the number 8 spot, getting a start at first base, and had a really nice job of stretching over there at first base to try to get an out, and now it's Kyle Hilprant.
He's got better and better, and that young man knew when he got here in the middle of May that he was gonna get a playing time was going to be few and far between, but he said we wanted him to be a part of it and come do the work, and he's done it. He's got the rust off. He's worked really hard, and he's got better and better, and he's going to get a chance to walk on and maybe play at Doane College, and so we hope that he gets back in there and gets an opportunity to play at the Doane College level. So happy for him that he was here.
Kyle Hilprant up there had a bases loaded walk his last time up, and of course I'm the oldest guy here. And I was joking, and actually I wasn't joking, about the fact I don't know at any level, Little League up to this, have you ever seen 7 straight walks?
I don't think so. Thankfully, in the last 3 weeks we've had some pretty good baseball.
Yes.
But there's been some meetings between you and I up here where we're like, man, there's something else I've never seen before.
I know.
We've said that like 10 or 12 times this year. It's crazy.
And these are college level players, and I thought, I have never seen that in my life. 7 walks in a row. And we went probably 5 batters without even swinging the bat.
Yeah.
And now we swing and miss here as Kyle Hilprant goes down in order. And like I say, isn't it weird? Ortiz threw 15 pitches, 4 of them were strikes in that first inning. We gave him an out, and now he is 6 up, 6 down in the 2 clean innings.
He's got his rhythm back, and he's throwing the ball around the zone, and that happens. You see it a lot. The other night, it was the other night when they made a mistake at first. 2-out mistake at first, and then came up, and Cale Jensen hurt him and paid for it. And when you start making your own luck, start making mistakes, then usually bad things happen, and that's kind of how the game works. So hopefully we can get back in it. Nico had a good inning. He's been getting better and better as the year's gone on, so expect him to give us at least a couple innings here. And I saw Shaw getting loose down there a little bit. Didn't think he was going to pitch.
Oh, I didn't think he was. I thought he was done.
Yeah, I did too. But he told me today. I said, "Are you going to be in the uniform?" He was like, "Nah, I don't think so. Maybe." And then about 10 minutes ago, I saw him down there stretching with his uniform on. So
okay.
I'm guessing he said, "Skip, you need me?" And Skip said, "Maybe." And he said, "Okay." So
that's
game. Jacob Shaw for you. And again, a shout out to Jacob Shaw. I know a lot of you people that are watching aren't always local, but Jake's this is the 3rd year Jake's played for us. Right when he got done with his Legion 2 years ago, he hopped right in, was a part of our team, and then played all year last year, all year this year, and been kind of a leader. And we've seen Jake get better and better on the mound. And first half of the year, he was unhittable. He was definitely our best pitcher. Got a little tired in the back end a little bit, so we're hoping to get him some rest. But Jake's going to do whatever we need, and that I'm pretty sure that was a conversation. hey, Skip, you need me? And Shaw said, yep. Now he's down there stretching and got a uniform on. So wouldn't be surprised to see number 7. And I think deep down, too, he'd like to come out here one more time.
Yeah, especially, he had a tough outing his last outing. And so I don't know if he wants to end like that. And Scott Galush has already been paying tribute. I know he had a chance to get all the guys who were on basically the opening night roster until now. You had a pretty decent number of those guys
15.
who stuck it out.
And
15.
That's the best we've had in about 3 or 4 years. It's just hard. I mean, it's nothing against any of the other kids, but I want to make sure that make sure we shout out and give those guys some extra props because they've been here a long time and done everything we've asked and just never quit, no matter when it was going as bad as it was there for us for a while. They never quit. They never stopped working, and I'm really proud of that.
And Nico Riera is one of those guys who he wasn't an opening day guy, but he had some struggles early on, but he has really put it behind him here the last few outings, picked up a win in his last outing, and he comes in, does a good job of getting out of difficulty in the 5th and throws the first 2 pitches over for a strike to Connor Peterson. Peterson has a hit and an RBI in the game so far.
I believe Nico's first outing for us was 9 pitches, none of which were close. But again, that was the first time he had pitched in a calendar year. So, and he works really, really hard, and he's a Division I kid. And our instructions for Nico this summer were pretty simple. Let's throw him out there every time he's ready, and see if he can handle the recovery and keep doing it. And he's done exactly what we asked him to do. He's done a good job for us.
Has his ups and downs, but he does have a win and a save this year for the Hastings Sodbusters, including a wild win in that extra inning affair against Badlands earlier this week as he throws this one over the head of Neil Jensen. 1 on, nobody out, 8-7. Fremont has come back to take the lead in this seesaw affair here at Duncan Field.
And that single was a solid single, but it was an 0-2 pitch.
Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that's across for strike 1-1 on Neil Jansen.
Yeah, so we've got to get a ground ball, get a little bit of rhythm going. They have 9 hits. We only have 3, despite the fact that it's a 1-run game. We got to just do a little better here down the stretch.
And the pitch is on the way.
Yes.
And that's on the inside corner for strike 2. And we're theorizing, I was theorizing with Brian Frew out there. I mean, Fremont probably not going to throw any of the guys they would throw the first 2 games of the series for the championship series, but they're probably throwing the guys that they will throw next weekend in games 3, 4, 5.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yep.
Both the guys that they've pitched early, they're 92, 93 early in the count, and those are arms that they're getting. This is their bullpen day or whatever, getting ready for that series, and
so they'll probably be the Friday guys.
Would be my guess
for the next weekend.
Would be my guess.
Yep.
So, it's a bummer if we win. We got a new hitter here.
Yep. And after the strikeout, Neil Jensen struck out, by the way. A good job there for Nico Riera to get him. And this will be Henry Heyman. Heyman has been so hot down the stretch for this team. His batting average at .327. 4 home runs, a triple, 10 doubles, 28 runs batted in, a team best 37 runs scored, and he has gone .296 against Hastings, went 1 for 5 on Friday. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, we're not part of that championship series, and we win this game, that'll make us 11-6. 11-6 in our last 17 games.
Cool.
And that winning percentage, if we could do that all year round, gets us in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And it's easy to say. I obviously drink the Kool-Aid, and I like my kids. Let's see if Nico can get us going here.
0-1 pitch on the way to Heyman, bounces at ball, and Nesvaro's got it. Throws to second for 1. Printer back to first. Double play. Good job for Nico Riera to get over to cover. 3-6-1 on the inning-ending twin killing, and that's nice.
Nice job, and that's a really tough play for Jacob Nesvaro. He's holding the runner. He's coming off the bag. And when he does that, he's throwing right. The runner is right in the lines. That's a very difficult throw. A good play by Jake and a nice job by Nico to get us out of that.
And you see him gaining confidence. A couple days ago, he came in defensively, and he had kind of a similar opportunity. Nah, I'm just going to run to first. Get the out. Let's just get it, which is okay. But that was. It's neat to see him make progress, just getting a little more confidence.
And that guy had a pretty good jump too. So that wasn't a simple play. That was a hard throw and good play by Jake. Good defense and way to get us out of there in the sixth. What I was going to say was, I think our record is, it's 17, although last night doesn't count. So
16 and 35.
I know. So 17 and 35. We won last night, so that counts, right? See, whatever. It doesn't make any difference.
That would be nice.
The point is, I tell you what, with the guys that we have and the improvement that guys like Fred Juden and Dalton Juden, and we've got some guys that have become those consistent starters that we know can keep us in the game. Right now, I would venture to guess that none of those teams would like to play us 3-5. I just think we have confidence. We've learned how to win. We've got over the hump a little bit, and I would take our chances against any of these rosters. And just unfortunately, we had two just really, really poor stretches where not only were we not playing well, we were getting bad breaks, and it just snowballed, and that took us out of everything we needed to do. But I think we've got a core of the guys on this roster that are coming back, which is nice. That's where you start. We got Joel coming back, which is good to have a consistent coach for year 2 of the situation. And so, again, the last time we played good in the second half, we came out and had an opportunity to win the first half. And then we didn't play very well when we needed to, and we didn't play very well after that. But so I think the building blocks are there, and I just believe that we can do both. And I always say both because I only take quality kids. I mean, you got to be a good kid to play for me. But we can do both, and I think we're gonna, and I'd like to get to that point at some point.
Top of the order here, Gill, Stone, and Jensen trying to find the measure of Jacob Ortiz, and once he has found the strike zone, he has been unhittable as he has worked a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings. And first pitch swinging, foul ball from Gill. And you talked about the Juden boys, and then you've got Hayden, Zafino, Marcus Miller, who been pretty good down the stretch. And then a guy who maybe didn't have his best stuff today, didn't get any help, Jacob Suits. I love the way he had his approach the first few starts.
Another guy that wants to come back. So, I mean, there's five starters. And if you can start a 2024 roster with 5 starters that have some experience at this level, I like my chances in building a good roster. So we think we can get those 5 guys, or at least they've commented that they want to come back, and that's a great sign for the Sodbusters.
As we were visiting with owner and general manager Scott Galushan, actually interviewed Hayden Zafino yesterday, and even though it wasn't supposed to be official, he talked about it on the interview, the fact that he's certainly planning to go to Hastings College, even though the paperwork's not in. So it's neat to have him sitting in Central Nebraska. And for folks who like baseball in this region, come out and watch this kid who throws 85 miles an hour in February and March.
And we believe that he is gonna come here, but we just don't want to. We just can't make that comment. He can say whatever he wants until we get that. And he's doing the right thing. He said, I'm going to go home and talk to my parents and make sure that we're all on the same page. But Joel believes, and the rest of that staff at Hastings College believes he's going to be a Bronco, and he's going to be a Sodbuster again in 24.
Yep, and very neat kid, despite the fact he did catch the Buster ball off the net to retire his head coach. Could that have been any more fun yesterday? Oh man, there were so many neat moments.
It was awesome. I got lots of I got some text messages from some other owners in the league, and they say things like, you're crazy, and we want you to be the guinea pig and try this, but nice play. Way to stay on there. Pretty close, but I think it was the right call.
Yep. Tyler Hummel, a high throw. Connor Peterson came right back down on the bag. Taylor Gill, I don't think particularly liked the call, but 1 up and 1 down, and there's 7 in a row retired now for Jacob Ortiz as Fremont leads it by a score of 8-7. We are in the bottom of the 6th.
On my way home last night I don't even know what time it was. 11:30 something. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. But I talked to Joel, and Joel's text to me first was, could we have even scripted that better?
Yeah.
And no, we didn't. And hats off to the guys from Fremont.
Oh yeah.
They did a great job. They loved what we were doing. And my favorite part of the whole thing, several people have asked me that numerous times today. What was your favorite part? My favorite part was looking down at both dugouts, and I saw a lot of teeth.
Yeah.
A lot of smiles, and a lot of guys having a good time. And so that was really special. Unfortunately, everybody said it was okay in the league because we were out of it. So that's not always the best circumstances.
Yeah, well, you got to kind of pick your time to do that.
Yep.
If you're battling for first place, that's something you probably can't do with the second to last game of the year.
But we're going to make that a part of what we do. We had a couple teams from the Jayhawk League have reached out to us and made an email. Haven't responded yet, but said they'd be interested in coming up.
Just come and play an exhibition.
Yep,
that'd be very cool to do. That'd be very neat.
So we're going to try to work that in because it was very successful, and the crowd was tremendous. Best crowd of the year. And it was just a nice atmosphere from the whole time, and just about everything that we could have possibly wanted to happen. I think happened. To
Even Fremont guy bunting just to get thrown out. That was awesome.
Yes, he came. It was a great story. So we feed him every day. Let me get back to baseball here for a second.
It's 8-7, 3-1 pitch, and by the way, batting is Jaden Stone. Stone earns a walk here, so 1 on, 1 out. Pretty big spot in the game with Jensen, Cabranes, and Jones coming up for the Hastings Sodbusters, trying to battle back as we hear from Scott Galusha, owner GM.
We need to get back in the game. We got a couple zeros in a row after that big number 5, and we got to get a little momentum going our way. So anyway, we're feeding the teams, which is always fun for me. We feed teams together. Everybody's together. So Fremont guy comes up to me and goes, "Mr. Galusha."
Bouncing ball, Jensen to the right side. Tablazon, great play. He'll look to second, but throw to first. Well played for Tablazon. Jensen just couldn't get enough on it to get it through the shift over there. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up Cabranes.
Got a little in on his hands. Got an inside part of the bat. Good play by Tablazon. Good jump on the ball. Anyway, he goes, "I got an idea." And I said, "Okay, what do you got?" I'm like, "I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not even sure what I'm going to get from him," because they're all smiling, giggling. He's like, "Well, I'm the power hitter for us. Everybody thinks I'm going to hit it deep. I'm going to bunt, get thrown out. Is that all right with you?" I said, "Hey, if that's what you want to do, then let's do it." And so it was fun, and they played along really well and enjoyed it just as much as our kids. Hats off to Chad and his staff over there. I think that's
blooper for Marcos just inside the line. A run will score. Isn't that baseball, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, Marcos Cabranes drilled a shot to center field back in the third, had extra bases taken away. This one, the lightest of light hits. He gets an RBI single, and it's a new ball game at 8-8.
See, isn't that why we love the game?
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. You just don't know. I mean, he couldn't have done better his last time. This time he's beat, and he finds the right spot and scores a run. Now the game's tied.
You bet. But now it's 8-8. Runner at first, 2 outs. Nick Jones trying to keep it going. Guy had a double to begin that crazy 5-run bottom of the third that featured 7 walks in a row. Jones doubled, and then I don't know if the Sodbusters had a guy swing the bat until Cale Jensen swung at one during his walk.
Yeah, that was a crazy inning. But I got a story from Nick Jones. Get down.
As this one is hit to the left center field gap,
and
a sliding catch made. Good job out there, as that's the Fremont left fielder, Neil Jansen, getting it done. And it is an 8-8 tie as we head to the 7th inning. Quick story, then we'll get to Ryan in.
Yeah, we get. I don't know, where's Ryan?
He's
we
not here yet.
Whatever, he's not here yet.
You just go ahead and give your story.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Nick Jones. Nick Jones played for us for 2 years. What an amazing young man. Just one of my favorite people. Never mind baseball player or whatever, Sodbuster. So Nick Jones, about 2 weeks ago, and he gives me a phone call, said, "Hey, can we talk?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So Nick and I start visiting, and he's like, "Hey, the Sodbusters have meant a ton to me, and I'd like to give you something just for my gratification." And I said, "Nick, that would be fine. What are you thinking?" "I'd love that. I'll put it in my man cave." And he said, "Yeah, as well. I want to give you the ball that I hit out of Duncan." And I said, "No."
Yeah.
I said, I would take anything you want to do, but that's just something that is special. I mean, you go on a list, it just doesn't happen. And I want you to keep that. And so it went on and on and on for literally 10 minutes, and he agreed that was okay. Well, and that's fine. So I'm walking, I change clothes, walking back in. Nick comes up, hands me his catcher's mitt. He goes, I want you to keep this."
Oh, very cool.
And so I said, "That's fine. I love to have it. Can you sign it?" He said, "Yeah, I'm going to sign it." So that thing's going to go in the man cave as soon as tomorrow. Open up the glove. Gave me the ball.
Oh, wow.
And I don't want him to give me the ball, but he signed it very sweetly, very nicely. And so what we've agreed to do is, so I tell you, I said, I'm going to keep it for a little while, then I'm going to mail it back to you, and we can just mail it back. And so what I said to him, I said, "What would be the greatest thing you could do for me?" And he goes, "What would that be?" And I said, "Let's make sure that we talk at least a couple times a year.
Yeah.
I'm going to know what you're doing." And, Nick, if he wants to coach, he knows he has an opportunity to be here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him back here at some point. And if Grant's listening with the rest of the Jones family, if Grant wants to come back, we'll get another Jones here again. But just an unbelievable whole family. Randy and the whole Jones family were great people, but it's a neat story. Those are things that not everybody hears. So I have the ball. I really don't want it, but now it's got my name on it and everything else. But I'm going to send it back to him about once a year, but it's a really neat story. Love those
very
guys.
Cool. Hey,
Thanks,
appreciate
Steve.
Scott
You bet.
Galusha coming up throughout the year as he is owner, general manager, as we now go into the 7th inning, 7, 8, and 9 for the Fremont Moo, as Nico Riera is going to be back out there. One more thing from Scott.
Yeah, you're the best.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, thanks for being part of what we do.
Appreciate
it very
that.
much.
Yep.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, here comes Tyler Hummel leading off the top half of the 7th inning for the Fremont Moo as we have a new ball game. Nico Riera, an opportunity now to maybe pick up a win if the Sodbusters can score. Here's a hot shot to right field, and making the play, Kyle Hiltbrand, pretty solidly struck for Tyler Hummel. Oh my gosh! And I just tripped Scott Galusha. So, well, it's my last broadcast for the Hastings Sodbusters as I just tripped Scott as he was trying to leave the press box, and now he's going to have to say something. And are you going to say you're fired?
Yeah, don't
keep in mind.
Hey, don't worry about that.
Okay,
I could fall off your house and not get hurt.
Yes, all right.
And it's my fault.
Yes,
why'd they ever build a guy with CP in size 12 feet? It's just not very good.
Yes,
so sometimes I forget. Don't worry about it. Shake
all
it
right,
off.
sorry about that.
Nope,
boy,
no,
oh
sorry.
boy.
See
All
ya.
right, okay. All right, so Scott Galusha, I just knocked him down, and so he's apparently up and okay, thankfully. All right. We're back to the action here. You got to keep going, even when you almost kill the owner. Well, you got to keep going. Okay, so Tyler Hummel lined out to right field, and that may be one of the first times I've ever done that in my life. Been on the air and potentially injured the guy who is my boss. Okay, Jason Clark is at the plate now. No balls and 2 strikes. As the pitch is coming in, and that is taken for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jason Clark. Clark's had a pretty big game. A couple of runs scored for him. He had a single and a run scored. That was the go-ahead run at the time in the 5th. Sodbusters, though, have come back and tied it in the 6th inning. We're now in inning number 7. A check swing and a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jason Clark. Sodbuster baseball on this final night of the season, and we just don't want to see it end. The first 4 innings took 2 hours. And this pitch is swung on and missed. Good job for Nico Riera, kind of settling things down for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. Came and got out of trouble in the 5th, then faced the minimum in the 6th as the Sodbusters turned a double play behind him in a rare 3-6-1 twin killing. And now here we are, bottom half of inning number 7. Blake Tablazon, who, it's weird that he has such a poor batting average against the Hastings Sodbusters, because Tablazon, it feels like he's always in the middle of something. And here today, he's been on base 3 times. He has scored twice. And Tablazon watches this one go by, as Nico Riera's done a really good job since coming in. Brings home the pitch here, and that's way outside on Tablazon. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom half of inning number 7 as Ryan Valenta is back on with us, and we'll get it to Ryan here, the bottom half of the 7th after stretch time.
I knew Scott had a lot to talk about, so taking my time, and last time he's going to get on the mic this season, so.
And then you missed me almost killing him.
I mean, I figured with the elongated visit, I was like, there's something going on up there. And
no, I mean, really, I tripped him as he was leaving, so that didn't help. So you missed that. That was maybe my first in broadcasting history, almost injuring my boss. And so yes, that was and then he had to get back on and say, no, you're fine. So,
dodged a bullet there.
Yes,
good job,
so
Steve.
he's thankful he's okay. Oh my goodness. If that had been me, I'd have been broke. I would have broken my hip, and we'd have to call the ambulance, but I would still had to broadcast. That's the thing about it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch to Tablazon just misses outside. Gotta love the job that Nico Riera's done. You're looking for somebody to come up and kind of stabilize the game for this Hastings Sodbuster squad, and Nico has done the job. 2 1/3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and the big stat, 0 walks. This one a bouncer to the right side. Nesvaro's played really well there today. Steps on the bag, and 1, 2, 3 goes Fremont in the 7th. Well, out of the bottom half of inning number 7, it's an 8-8 game, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
And at the bottom half of inning number 7, and it's a new ball game after the Sodbusters played it a run in the 6th. Once again, here's Ryan Valenta.
Well, thought it couldn't get any crazier after the 4th inning, and we're hoping for a relatively softer and easier game, and we've gotten that so far since the 4th inning. Just a run for each side in the last 2.5 innings. Sodbusters looking to take the lead once again. As they led early, they led 7-4. Fremont tied it, took the lead. Sodbusters just tying it back up in the last home half of the inning on a Marcos Cabranes bloop single, and you couldn't place a ball any more perfect than that. And that one-out walk came home to roost against Ortiz and the Moo. Speaking of Ortiz, back out on the mound. He will continue against the Sodbusters as he delivers strike 1 to Anthony Chavez. Chavez has reached base twice, but only for the free passes, hit by pitch, and a walk, and is struck out. And that's just outside, and the count goes to 1-1 to Chavez. Chavez has been very solid at the plate all season, and one of the guys who really enjoys hitting at home, hitting a cool .333, 28 hits at home this season. That's way in the dirt, and Tim Stroman, the home plate umpire, flinches there. He's gotten a couple of them. He's been hit by a ball for each side, so probably not keen to standing in there more if the backstops keep letting him get beat up. Pitch from Ortiz on the 2-1. Great breaking ball, and Chavez way out in front of that and swings and misses. Hits 2-2. Ortiz, line now 3 1/3 innings pitch, 1 hit, 1 run, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts after he came on in the 3rd to relieve Brandon Lundquist. 2-2 is down low, and count runs full. That breaking ball not missing by much. Another full count pitch. We wouldn't want the last game of this season to go anyway other than a close one. Payoff. High for ball 4 as Chavez works the walk. Sodbusters have a leadoff man on. The bottom of the order coming up.
You know, I'd have been okay to blow him out. Yeah, I know you wanted a close game, but if we would have beat him 15-1, I would have totally been okay with that.
I agree too. I'm love a good baseball game. I'm the type of guy who would rather have a 2-1 pitchers duel rather than a 15-13 blowout. But I can see both sides, and some days I'm with the offense. But I've enjoyed this game so far. Hope everyone at home too has as well. It's 8-8, and the bottom of the 7th. Leadoff man on. It's Josh Printer. Pickoff throw to Chavez, who's back in safely, as Printer showed bunt on his first pitch there. One not bunting this time and fouls it out of play. And quickly 0-2 to Josh Printer.
I guess, you know, I too, I love pitcher's duel. I love, 3-2 type games, but Fremont has beaten you 10 times in a row. I'd just be totally okay with rubbing their nose in it, but it's just not happening. And now I'd settle for a 9-8 victory right here.
0-2 to Printer is high for ball 1, and it's 1-2. Printer doubled and scored in the 2nd inning. Also reached and scored with a walk in the 3rd and struck out swinging against Ortiz in the 5th. Pitch to him is just outside, and the count goes to 2-2, and Ortiz not missing by a whole lot here. Something the Sodbusters have done well today and in this month of July. Getting down in the counts, but fighting back and at least making the opposing pitchers throw a little bit more. Printer gets a piece of that, and it remains 2-2. Got 8 and 9 on deck for the Sodbusters. Nesvara and Hiltbrand, the scheduled hitters. We are 2.5 innings away from conclusion of the Sodbuster season at Duncan Field. Swing and a miss. Printer upset with himself going after that pitch, likely out of the zone. And he has struck out for the second consecutive time, and there's one out for Jacob Nesvara.
And situational baseball, too. You at least wanted to get Chavez over to second, and now it's going to have to go the hard way for Jacob Nesvara, who did all right last time, hit it okay, but line out to left.
Pickoff throw, Chavez back in, and say Nesvara is, most of the times he's put it in plays, kind of like Nick Jones, gone the opposite way. As he takes strike one, it's 0-1 to Nesvara. Past 2 games Jacob has played in, he has gotten hits. Those have been his only 2 hits of the season in his limited playing time. How about ending the year on a 3-game hit streak? It's going right here, Jake. Slapped towards the left side and foul, and it's 0-2.
So then when he comes back and plays again next year, says, my hit streak's gone on like 9 months.
But it would only be 3 games, though.
Yeah.
So a little bit. That'd be just a fun stat just to say, yep, I got a hitting streak. What about it? He's down in the count 0-2. They'll check on Chavez, and he's back in there. It's the 3rd time they've checked over on Chavez, who has not stolen a base successfully this season. He has tried once and been caught. Swing and a miss. Nesvara waves through the fastball, and back-to-back strikeouts for Ortiz, and there are 2 outs, and it'll be up to Kyle Hiltbrand in the bottom of the 7th.
The big hit of the game is the lightest hit of the game. Marcos Cabranes with that little bloop single to tie the game up. So you feel pretty good about things here heading into the final couple of frames. Love to take the lead right here.
Smoke to left field from Hiltbrand. Jansen, he's right there to make the catch. Hit it right on the button, but Hiltbrand is retired. And the Sodbusters go quietly after the leadoff walk. We go to the 8th inning. Sodbuster Baseball will be right back.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Take it to the Dizzy Bat Race as we had the adult version, and a lot of folks were running down there, including Nate Frew. And somebody nearly took out our pitcher. We don't want that because, I tell you what, don't run into Nico Riera with the kind of game he's having out there on the mound for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Nico he's done great so far. 2 2/3 innings pitch. Came on in relief of Luke Wenzel in the 5th inning, and all he's done is just allowed 1 hit and struck out 2 batters. So he has been great so far. Hope to try and catch up with Nico after the game, perhaps. He is part of our Sodbuster Spotlight segment of all the guys who have been with us for a majority or at least half the season we have covered except this guy. But Nico started off rough for the Sodbusters, and kind of after that home run he gave up against Fremont on July 4th, he has really settled in, and he has done a very nice job in relief for the Sodbusters as this 2023 season comes to a close. Nico is back on for the 8th, and Fremont will send up their top of the order to face Nico Riera, who has faced the minimum through the past 2 innings in the 6th and the 7th. And it'll be Hunter Palmer, first scheduled hitter up for the Sodbusters, for the Moo, rather. For Riera, he's had 4 consecutive scoreless outings coming into today's game, as Palmer bats for the 5th time today, and first pitch swinging shallow right center field, and Taylor Gill at second base just on the outfield grass will snag that one, and 1 pitch and 1 out for Nico Riera.
And you hope Riera can take this game deep. One guy we didn't think we would see, did you see who got in uniform? Jacob Shaw. So
what?
There's because and you're thinking the way this game was going in the 4th inning, it's like, hey coach, are you going to need me?
Into center field, and Stone thought about it, but he'll lead off a single. But that's crazy. And like I told everybody before the game, Jacob said, "Yep, I'm done. I'm just gonna have some beers in the stands." So
I don't know if he did or not. So
I was gonna say,
who knows what that outing is gonna be like.
When I was out there, I didn't see Jacob, but I do see out in the bullpen number 7 walking around out there in uniform. So how about that? And especially for some guys who come into the game, they're in shorts. The offensive hitters, they may think, oh, yep, I'm not going to play today, and then they get a pinch hit appearance. So it could be that way for Jacob Shaw. So Carter Sintek with a first pitch single up the middle, and Jason Willers came on to pinch hit for Timon Long back in the 5th inning. It's his 2nd at bat. He's 0 for 1 with Sintek at first, and fouls it back to the screen, and it's 1-1 to Willers. Willers got some playing time in Banana Ball yesterday. He had a couple of sprints. He also had a double yesterday in that unofficial game. Throwback to first is a lot closer than needed to be for Sintek, but he's back in safely.
Wasn't Willers the guy who made it all the way around? He had the inside the park or the sprint that came all the way around to score, after I was half joking about the fact he's not one of their speedier guys.
Willers, indeed, yes. He was the one that had a sprint home run in Banana Ball yesterday, as the Sodbusters not clean on that one. They made a little bit of a miscue throwing it around, and as that ball skipped into the outfield, Willers motored all the way around the bases in Banana Ball yesterday. There goes the runner. The throw down from Cabranes is not in time. Sintek steals the bag. Pretty close play as Gill slapped the tag on him, but Sintek is at second base, and he represents the go-ahead run.
I think that was the correct call from Emilio Manuel. It was close, but a nice job of Gill just getting the ball without seeing it go into center field and applying the tag. But now runner in scoring position, getting late, as you hope Riera can find a way to strand that runner out there at second.
So now 2-2 count. With Willers still at the plate, Sintek at second after he steals. Goes again, and it's popped in the air. Shallow left center. This is trouble, and it is dropped. And going back to second base was Sintek. He thought that ball was going to be caught. So just a single for Willers, as Printer, Jensen, and Stone, no one able to make the play. And there are runners at first and second with 1 out.
Really unfortunate for Riera. Gets a great pitch. Jensen coming in, Printer going out. Neither guy was confident enough to call the other off, and it falls. I don't know if anybody even got a glove on it, but a double play still in order. And the good news is Sintek did not advance from second.
Yeah, fortunate enough that Sintek, he was kind of walking back to second base, not even thinking about that he would be able to advance to third on the play. So the Sodbusters catch a break, as that's just a single, and like we said, just still have the double play in order. Fremont now with 11 hits on the contest. Sodbusters just with 4 hits. The game's still tied at 8. Here's Connor Peterson. Runner goes to third and fouled off. And Sintek will head back. Surprised to see Sintek in motion, with him representing the go-ahead run, and especially with the arm of Cabranes, who's already thrown out a runner this game. we'll see what they have in store here.
The added advantage, you've got the right-handed hitter, so Cabranes has to take the extra step to get by the right-handed hitters to throw it to third. We'll see if Syntek's going now.
So 0-2 to Peterson. They'll check and make sure, and probably the right play just to make sure, but Syntek is back in. Now the pitch from Riera. High and tight, and Peterson thought about it. So advantage Riera still, even with a 1-2 counts, even that pitch was well out of the strike zone, you still had a thought about swinging from Peterson. Syntek at second, Willers at first. The 1-2, runner goes again to third, and it's popped up to right field. Hiltbrand can't see it. He doesn't know where the ball is, and it falls for a base hit. Runners will advance to second and third as the lights played tricks on Kyle Hiltbrand in right field. He was not able to locate the ball in time, and another soft pop-up goes in the advantage of Fremont, and Sodbusters cannot record an out, and Fremont has the bases loaded with 1 out.
And poor Nico Riera, he has done a great job on the last 2 hitters. The 3 and 4 hitters in the lineup with soft fly balls, can't get an out on either one of them, and now you're just asking for trouble here with the bases loaded and only 1 man out.
And it's going to be up to Neil Jansen to break through for Fremont, and good breaking ball for strike 1. Jansen, as he saw Riera in the 6th inning, he got him swinging, and we all know what happens the other time Riera saw Jansen. That's way high for ball 1, and it's 1-1. So both guys with a win versus the other. Jansen had that home run off Riera. Riera struck him out in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-1 with the bases loaded. Swing and a miss. High fastball, and that was high out of the zone, but Jansen couldn't resist, and it's 1-2.
The difference was wind blowing out that night. It's blowing in from straight center right now. We've had a swirling wind today.
Here's the 1-2. Same place, but Jansen lays off this time, and it's 2-2. So after the leadoff pop-outs, it's gone 3 consecutive singles for the Moo. 2-2 to Jansen. Up high, and Jansen able to check his swing, and now the count is full and no place to put Neil Jansen. So the count goes full, bases loaded with 1 out. Fremont trying to take the lead. Breaking ball, strike 3. Jansen doesn't agree with the call, and he is struck out for the 3rd time tonight. Big pitch from Riera to get the strikeouts, and the Sodbusters 1 out away from escaping trouble.
Yeah, borderline call. Sodbuster surely will take it, and now can he finish the deal against a guy who's been red hot down the stretch in the person of Henry Hayman.
Hayman pinch hit in the 6th inning and grounded into a double play. He's swinging first pitch and will spray it out of play to the right side, and it's 0-1. That was pitch number 45 for Nico Riera. No action in the Sodbuster bullpen. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Darting down and away from the strike zone, and Riera has worked the count 0-2. Like we said, Hayman's hot. He has not done particularly well against the Sodbusters this series. Just 1 for 5 in the opening game. Good fastball there, but not quite in the zone, just a little high. And the count goes 1-2 to Henry Hayman. One, two. Swing and a miss. In the dirt, Cabranes will step on home plate to record the strikeout. Nico Riera in and out of trouble in the 8th inning as the Sodbusters strand the bases loaded to keep this an 8-8 tie game. Sodbusters trying to break through. They're coming up in the bottom of the 8th.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be. whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Sodbuster defense getting it done in the 8th inning as they strand the bases loaded to keep this an 8-8 tie. And Jacob Ortiz still back out on the mound for the Fremont Moo, and he will face the top of the order here in Hastings as we are coming up on the end of this game here in Hastings.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nico Riera getting it done because the defense really kind of let him down, but he strikes out back-to-back with bases loaded. What a job for Nico Riera. Remember, he's shown a lot of composure. His only save of the year, Sodbusters had a misplay in the outfield, and he had to bounce back from that. That turned into a double. Riera worked around that, and to have the composure when there should have been 2 outs recorded, to get a strikeout and then another strikeout. Nico Riera taking huge steps forward here late in this year for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Just like so many of the guys, just for the most part struggling right away, but just takes a few outings to find your footing and able to get her done here in Hastings the latter half of the season. Taylor Gill will be the first man to bat against Jacob Ortiz in the bottom of the 8th inning. As, like Steve said, nothing hit super hard, just in the perfect spots for the Moo. And that pitch almost got over the screen there as that bounced over everybody. On ball 1 from Jacob Ortiz to Taylor Gill. Gill and the Sodbusters batting now for the 5th time. Pretty good day for Gill, 1 for 3, has 3 RBIs. He's also reached base for the walk. Foul down the right field line. That was hit pretty hard. Not outside the lines, and it's 1-1 to Gill. Gill, like we've said, a D1 commit. Going to be an Ohio Bobcat in the spring. We're excited to see him get to play spring baseball at the Division I school. There's a bunt down the third base line that'll stay foul. Not a bad idea from Gill, not known to bunt. Trying to catch the Moo defense by surprise, but can't put it in play. And he's down to his last strike. Expect the swing to be on here. The 1-2 to Gill. Rope to right center field. That's going towards the gap, and Palmer drops the ball. It's off his glove. Gill goes to second, and he stands there. And Palmer that close to grabbing it in right field. And I believe that's Tyler Hummel, actually. And regardless, the Sodbusters have the go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody out.
We have seen such good outfield play for Fremont, so it's almost stunning when they don't get to one in the gap. The Sodbusters will certainly take that opportunity. Now, how do you play it here with Jaden Stone, runner at second, nobody out? I know Coach Skipper likes to bunt a little bit here. We'll see if they go ahead and swing away with Stone, then Jensen and Cabranes.
So Palmer now in left field, and Hummel moves from third to right, and Heyman in the game, as there's a bunt from Stone, but it's lined foul to the left side. So again, Palmer now in left field, Hummel in right, and Heyman at third. We'll also put Neil Jansen out in center field as Easton Steck's day is done, as he was pinch hit for earlier. There's a bunt, and it's a good one. Ortiz is not going to have a play. Bunt single for Jaden Stone, and perfectly placed. There's runners at first and third with nobody out. Sodbusters knocking on the door here in the 8th.
And the Sodbusters, yeah, you're thinking 1, but you'd love a big crooked number here to give a little more cushion. It's an 8-8 tie as Hastings, perfect spot in the order. Top of the order, double infield single, and hopefully Jensen, Cabranes, and Jones can deliver behind them.
Also on that fly ball from Taylor Gill, official scoring goes down as an error on Hummel. So first and third, and Cale Jensen takes ball one outside. And 1-0 to the Central City native. Jacob Ortiz now over 70 pitches in his relief outing. Got to wonder how much more he has in the tank. And the Fremont coaching staff wants to use him in the playoffs. Pitch to Jensen, and good breaking ball, but lays off for ball two as that's just below the zone, and it's 2-0.
Well, I was talking with Brian Frew earlier. We're theorizing, Lundqvist and Ortiz could be your next weekend guys for Fremont. They certainly could come back next Friday, Saturday, and perhaps Sunday.
Jensen ahead 2-0, and fouls it off to the left side. So he got the fastball there, but not able to put it in play, and Jensen now with a 2-1 count. Jensen was 0 for 4 in the first contest versus Fremont. And it's in the dirt, and the catcher can't find it, but it bounces back to Ortiz at the mound. And Gill has to remain at third, and Willers had no idea where that baseball was. Lucky enough for Fremont, they keep the runner at third.
Terrible luck for the Sodbusters. Willers, like you said, he got his shin guard on it, but totally lost track of it. Normally it'll bounce up and down the line, bounced right back to the pitcher.
Jensen now ahead 3-1. To the left side and through for a base hit. The go-ahead run scores as Jensen delivers once again. Sodbusters lead 9-8 as Taylor Gill comes across to score. And the Sodbusters have the lead in the bottom of the 8th.
Don't stop now. Error to begin the inning. Back-to-back singles. Still got Cabranes, Jones, and Chavez. Let's get a big crooked number right here and eliminate a little of the drama heading into the ninth.
Yes, please. Get some insurance here. Fremont never out of the game by any measure. And now you wonder with the lead, we see Mr. Shaw getting hot perhaps? He's suited up like we said. Thought he'd be done, but still no action in the Sodbuster bullpen yet. They bring the right side in for Cabranes, who shows bunt and pulls back. And it's 1 ball, no strikes as the runners remain at first and second. Jensen at first with his go-ahead RBI single. And Jaden Stone, after his single, stands at second.
How much has Riera got left? 48 pitches thrown. I mean, the way he's retiring batters, it's tough not to throw him back out there if you think that he's got enough left in the tank.
Still nobody out in the inning. The right side still creeps in, expecting a bunt. Instead, Cabranes swings away and pops it into shallow left field. Palmer coming in and drops the ball. He's going to throw to third, and they're going to get a force out. They're going to throw to second, and they got the runner at second. A 7-5-4 double play as Palmer dropped the ball in left field. A bang-bang play at second, but that is one of the wackiest double plays you will ever see. Fremont able to turn 2 on that drop fly ball. Wow.
My God. Oh, things you have never seen. I think Scott Galouche is talking about it right now. 7 walks in a row in this game, by the way, earlier, and a 7-5-4 double play.
So now it's up to Nick Jones to add some insurance here. The Sodbusters, for the moment, have some life taken out of them as the Moo can turn one of the most unconventional double plays that I've ever seen, personally. It's 0-1 to Nick Jones. There goes Cabranes. The throw from Willers to second base is in there, but in there is Cabranes. He's safe. And he steals the bag, and he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Love the aggressiveness from Joel Skipper here. Yes, you're down, but you're not out. Cabranes, one of the top stolen base guys, battling out for the lead with Josh Printer. And now Jonesy, take it the other way. Left field gap, get Cabranes home, get that insurance run as you're already up 9-8.
11th stolen base on the season for Marcos. He does now indeed tie Printer once again for the team lead in stolen bases. The 1-1 to Jones is a changeup low and away, and it's 2-1. Shortstop Sintek started over towards second base, now creeps back into the normal shortstop position. Jones can put it the opposite way to the left side. There is some grass there. The speed of Cabranes, he could score. 2-1. Jones sprays it out of play to the left side. And he's down in the count, 2-2.
Yeah, that 7-5-4 double play, you really feel bad for Cale Jensen. Hung out to dry because he got to go back in case you have to tag, and then he tried to get to second, and really an amazing play for Fremont. You figured they'd get the out at third, but to get the out at second, big bonus.
Ortiz now above 80 pitches. There goes Cabranes. Ortiz disengages, throws to third, and Cabranes is a dead duck. Wait a minute, they're calling a balk. They called a balk on Ortiz as he stepped off, and Cabranes will be safe at third base.
I don't think Ortiz thinks so, as he thought he broke contact, but apparently did something amiss, as the field umpire all over that, Emilio Manuel, said nope, balk. And now the Sodbusters, any old wild pitch, any old infield single, and they can extend the lead.
So no argument from the Fremont dugout at all. So now it's 2-2 to Jones, and it's back up the middle, over the bag, and nobody's will make the play. Jones with a single, and indeed the Sodbusters add on some insurance. They now lead 10-8 against Fremont, thanks to a couple of timely hits from the Sodbuster bats.
And how about the leadership from the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys as Cabranes, the stolen base, forces the balk, and Nick Jones really picks up the team in the inning after that double play to get the second run home, and the Sodbusters are up 10-8.
So that balk does prove effective, as I think we're going to have a pitching change. Head coach for Fremont wondering if his guy is ready, as he's going to make the mound visit. How about the RBI single from Nick Jones, and went right back up the middle, and that is going to be the end of the day for Nick Jones as he gets some hugs from the Sodbuster players and a round of applause from the Sodbuster fans.
Eli, okay, let's go down to the field with Scott Galusha. Thought Scott was going to talk about Nick, my bad. But the Sodbusters did run for Jones. Jones does his job, and if that is indeed the final at bat for Nick Jones, which it probably is because he has been taken out of the game, but what a way and what a typical Nick Jones at bat. Not trying to do too much, puts it right back up the middle, gets an RBI, and it gives the Sodbusters a little insurance right here as they go with Eli Merritt to run for Jones at first base, as the Sodbusters hoping for more here against this Fremont Moose squad, trying to add the lead. So it could have been a really downer. You'd taken the lead, but you gave up that double play. Sodbusters salvaged the inning, and now they have a 2-run lead and look for more.
So we will have a pitching change here in Hastings as the Fremont will go to the bullpen in the 8th inning. We'll be right back on Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Change in Hastings, the Sodbusters muscling across 2 runs in the 8th inning as Nick Jones, in his final at-bat as the Sodbuster, delivers an RBI single to give some insurance, as we're going to honor some of the Sodbuster players one more time here.
Let's go finish this one off. Thank you.
Super cool. Storybook ending for Nick Jones. Been with the team 3 years. With the Sodbusters, who had such an up-and-down season, to have your career end that way as a Sodbuster, that's just magical right there. Great moment for Nick Jones. So Eli Merritt replaces him at first base. He's there with 2 outs. And it's Anthony Chavez in the right-handed batter's box, and he hits a high fly ball to left center field. Jansen goes over and puts it away for out number 3. Blasingame comes on. 1 pitch and 1 out, retires the side. Sodbusters are 3 outs away from a season finale victory at Duncan Field. We'll be right back. Keep it right here.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
It's Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the 9th inning, as the Hastings Sodbusters have built a lead of 10-8. As the Sodbusters have gone to the pen, it's number 7, but it's not Jacob Shaw, as they have brought in Mr. Fichter, Alec Fichter from Hastings College. He picked up a save on Wednesday against Badlands with 2 2/3 innings of scoreless relief, struck out 3 and walked 3. Big moment for him, Ryan Valenta.
And he will come on. He already has a save this season. He pitched 2 2/3 innings in relief in the Grand Island game and was credited with the save there, I believe. So he will come on for the save opportunity here. And as a matter of fact, if Fichter gets the save here, he will finish with the team lead in saves, as Shaw, the closer by trade, the Sodbusters just couldn't give him enough opportunities to lock games down. He only had 1 on the season, so Alec Fichter on to get the last 3 outs and record his second save as a Sodbuster.
Like I say, with the dark hair, and I saw 7 coming out, that my first impression, I thought, let's Shaw. Nope, lefty, unless Shaw's going to go as a lefty today.
No.
As so now, can Fichter come through? 7, 8, and 9. Hummel, Clark, and Blass and Tablazon. Here's a line shot right at Gill. There's 1 pitch. There's 1 out. Tyler Hummel. Glad to see that. First pitch, line drive out. Fichter, good job. There's 1 pitch, and the Sodbusters are 2 outs away from a landmark victory.
Picked on the right pitch there, but right at Gill, and can't hit it much. Can't square it up much more than that. Fortunate for the Sodbusters there.
And now it is going to be Jason Clark. Jason Clark. Hastings Sodbusters trying to close things out. Clark 1 for 4, an RBI and a run scored, batting in the number 8 spot. Fichter brings home the pitch, and that one is in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out in the 9th. Sodbusters getting 2 runs in the 8th. The error to open the inning, then infield single, double play ball, and an RBI single from Nick Jones in his last Sodbuster at bat to give the Sodbusters a 2-run lead. Pitch foul back. It's now 1-2 on Jason Clark, trying to get on there and get the tying run on. And like I say, you never say it's over against a Fremont squad, which rallied from an 8-1 deficit back on July 4th in the final 2 innings to beat the Sodbusters. Pitch just misses. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then the move broke the Sodbusters' heart the next day, rallying for 3 runs in the 8th, then beat the Sodbusters 9-8 in Fremont back on July 5th. And then the 2 teams didn't meet again until Friday, when the Sodbusters lost 5-2 for their 10th straight setback this year. 1-2 pitch on the way. Foul ball set off the helmet of Cabranes, the catcher, and he's apparently okay, as Tim Stroman will walk out and give Fichter a new baseball. 1-2 the count. High drama here on the final night of baseball at Duncan Field. The Hastings Sodbusters lead at 10-8, rallying from an early deficit, put a 5 spot up to take the lead. Bouncing ball foul. Good job for Clark to stay alive. Then Fremont rallied. They would grab the lead. Sodbusters tied it up in the 6th inning with a run, and they get 2 in the 8th to grab the lead for now. Victor showed a heck of a lot of poise in getting the save against Badlands in Grand Island. Throws this one low into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing seemed to phase him that day, even when it wasn't going perfectly for him. I hope he has that just kind of relaxed type of attitude for this left-hander, the Hastings College product. As Victor brings home the 2-2 pitch. Inside, and that was a 3-2 pitch, and Clark walks. So, 1 on, 1 out for Blake Tablazon.
Say, we both must have missed a pitch. I had 2-2 as well, but no argument from anyone on the field.
And it looks like we could see a potential pinch runner over there at first for Jason Clark. We'll see if we can get the runner on that at this point, or perhaps not. We've yet to see a man going out there. Now it will be Blossomgame, guy who came in as the pitcher, good speed, and so he will run now. So pinch runner there. Blossomgame for Clark. And the pitch. It's a swing and a miss, and the bat gets away from Tablazon. That's clear beyond the Hastings Sodbuster dugout. The second flying bat we've seen today. The other from Kyle Hiltbrand of the Hastings Sodbusters. So no balls, 1 strike on Blake Tablazon, who's 1 for 2, an RBI, 2 runs scored. It's been in the middle of a lot of things for this Fremont squad. Some things that you don't generally see in baseball. The Sodbusters had 7 straight guys walk as part of a 5-run 3rd inning to take a lead at the time of 7-4. Promptly gave up 3 in the top of the next frame, and Fremont grabbed the lead at 8-7. Sodbusters would score a run to tie it up, and then the top of this frame, an error and an infield single.
Alec Victor just threw his rosin bag for Tablazon to get a better grip, and he threw it right back. Good sportsmanship right there.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
There you go. These two teams probably built a lot of bonds after yesterday's fun atmosphere in Buster Ball, as there were a lot of neat moments between the two teams. And they play each other 10 times, you're going to get to know. You're either going to like them a lot or not so much. Pitch swung on and missed. Quickly 2 strikes on Tablazon. 10-8. Sodbusters trying to hang on and win the season finale here in Hastings. Fremont, they've got bigger fish to fry, as they will get actually bigger potatoes to fry, as they are going to be taking on the Spuds from Casper best of 5 series. Little one off the handle, caught by Gill, so he's made both putouts here in the 9th. Tablazon didn't get much of that one. Gill coming on, and now there are 2 outs back at the top of the order. Fremont will be playing in Casper Tuesday, Wednesday, and then returning for games 3, 4, and 5 in Fremont next Friday through Sunday. Meanwhile, the Sodbusters, an out away from exercising some demons and breaking a 10-game skid this season against the Fremont Moo. Here's Hunter Palmer as Victor brings it in. High for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Hunter Palmer. Top of the order up there. 1 for 2, a run scored for Hunter Palmer, who's moved from right field to left field. 10-8. Victor brings it home. Squaring to bunt, taking ball 2 is Palmer. 2-0 the count. Just trying to get on there, trying to get the tying runs on and leave it up to Carter Sintek, who has been rock solid since joining this team just a couple of weeks ago. Coming off thumb surgery. He's a South Dakota State guy. Just like Palmer. Palmer takes ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. So the 2 Jacks back-to-back in the batting order today. And guy who's got the local ties, the person of Carter Sintek, who was a Fremont grad, his brother playing on the team already. Strike 1. 3 balls and a strike on Palmer. Say, you don't rest easy with the way Fremont can rally. 1 walk in the inning, and they're trying to battle back here from 3-1 down to the leadoff man. And it's fouled back, and the Sodbusters are a strike away from victory now, and Hunter Palmer trying to keep it going. This will also give Fremont an opportunity to get the runner in motion. Blassingame down at first. 3-2, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Victor trying to get the save for Nico Riera, who was outstanding in relief today. Runner goes, the pitch, swing and a miss! And 10 games of frustration this year, 12 in a row overall, but the Hastings Sodbusters put a nice finishing touch on 2023 as they defeat the Fremont Moo 10-8. Good luck to the Moo in the championship series. We'll be wrapping up the season. Coming up next, this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to hastingssodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Hugs going on down in the field as these guys have been through a lot. The Hastings Sodbusters do beat the Fremont Moo 10-8, but it's not just about this game. Ryan Valenta, as these guys sharing a lot of moments on the road, at home, and just kind of getting one more moment together, if you will, before they say goodbye. Some of these guys probably forever. Some of them will still be teammates. Some of them hopefully will be teammates again next summer. So it's kind of a neat moment as those guys are down there right now on the field.
The fastest 2+ months of mine and probably their lives. It really just seems like a few weeks ago we were in here for the first time, and during the initial season struggles, Sodbusters, remember losing 10 straight to start the season. It just seemed like this was going to be just a season. It was going to last forever. Not a successful season, but man, credit the guys for coming out here every day, working really hard, getting better every day, and finally having some success in the month of July. They win their 10th game at home in the second half with their 10-8 win today. And like we said, finally breaking through with Fremont. If nothing else, you just wanted to have at least one win. So with that win, the Sodbusters beat every team they have played this season. And not sure it was going to happen at the start of the season. Like we mentioned, when we scored off with the Nebraska prospects for the first few times, we're like, well, we can put a loss down in the column for the rest of these. But this is a sight for sore eyes and just really cool to see in these past few weeks and months here.
And really just the mark of how far these guys came. It was 3-0 with the Sodbusters playing about as bad as they could with the 3 unearned runs in the second inning. Early in the year, we would have thought, game over.
Yep.
Plus, the Hastings was doing nothing offensively and didn't really show a lot of fight at times. But getting those 2 runs right back in the second inning to make it 3-2. It was 4-2 Fremont in the third, and then that wild bottom of the third as Brandon Lundquist just lost the strike zone. Sodbusters, after getting the 2-out double from Nick Jones, 7 straight walks in the inning between the starter and the reliever. Then the Sodbusters basically gave them an out at the end of that frame, but you felt like, okay, you're back in it. Then the Sodbusters basically gave Fremont 3 back with a couple of walks and a hit batsman, and then they were able to score 3. Fremont took an 8-7 lead, and you're thinking, okay, there's another chance to just kind of say, well, let's call it a season. But thanks in part to the relief pitching of Nico Riera, you're looking for somebody to kind of steady the ship. He did it for Hastings, and the Sodbuster offense able to get enough done down the stretch to get the win.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Nico Riera, like we mentioned, struggled in his first 4 appearances. That's now 5 scoreless appearances for Nico. Just his final line real quick. How about this? 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. It was really an outing that was long overdue for Nico. He shut down the Moo over the last few innings, and Alec Fichter with the save tonight. This is just great to see, and I believe we're going to have someone knocking on our door here any second now. Oh, man, there he is.
It's Skip, Joel Skipper. We appreciate him coming up. Nice finishing touches on a wild night of baseball here at Duncan Field. Talk a little bit about the initial emotions after this one.
Yeah, kind of encapsulated the season, man. Some good, some bad. Found a way to get it done, though, playing our best ball at the end here. So really awesome summer. As a coach, I think the biggest thing, I get a little choked up talking about this, man, but just getting better, in division as a team. I thought we did a really good job, doing that, and I think everybody grew and excited to see what these guys do in the fall.
It was a 7-7 game through 3 innings. You thought, oh, boy, here we go again. Are we going to have a little meltdown like earlier season? But defense showed up, the pitching showed up, and just how about the defense and the pitching staff, especially from Nico Riera, who probably had one of his best outings this year?
Yeah, it started off pretty ugly. Both ways, bunch of walks, a lot of errors, just kind of some ugly baseball. But we kind of got a spark from Nico there. Just came in, did a great job pounding the zone and getting outs and keeping us in the game. And then obviously, the lineup scratched a couple runs across there, and Fichter came in and shut the door. So great performance. Really happy for the guys.
Nico's composure when you shoulda, coulda made 2 outfield outs in that inning, and to put a 0 on the board with back-to-back strikeouts. Talk about the growth he's shown in just his presence on the mound to survive that particular inning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something we talked about a little early on. Obviously, we had a bunch of errors to kind of start the season, and obviously, I think our pitchers kind of hung their heads a little bit, but he just said, "Give me the rock, and I'll go do it myself." And a bunch of improvement. Great to kind of see him with that maturity at the end of the summer, and excited to see him kind of take that to UC Irvine this year.
Started off the season 0-12, 1-17 at one point. You guys are successful in the second half. Have a winning record at home in the second half. Could you ever imagined after the first few weeks the season, and this July especially, was going to end like this?
Yeah, it was tough for sure, but I think everybody in the dugout, coaches included, we believed in ourselves, man. Just kind of had some unfortunate breaks. I've never seen so many unlucky things happen to a team in the summer, but you got to give the guys a lot of credit for their perseverance and resilience, throughout the summer, and just keep getting better. Always going to get more opportunities, so they took full advantage of that.
And a couple of the leaders stepping up. Marcos Cabranes with the RBI bloop single after he rocketed one that turned into an out earlier to tie it, and then what could have been a real downer on the rare 7-5-4 double play. You scratch out another with Cabranes stealing a base, and what a last moment as a sodbuster for Nick Jones to bring home a big insurance run.
Yeah, how cool is that, man? Obviously, crazy play with that double play in the outfield there. But Marcos got that stolen base, which is huge. I don't know if he's scoring, if he doesn't take third as well. And then Nick couldn't have wrote that script any better. So that's just one of the best kids I've ever coached. Just a competitor, just a great young man, and he's got a really bright future whatever he decides to do moving forward.
I tell you, we want to pay tribute to you because Joel Skipper, there are times where I know the last thing you wanted to do is come up. Your positive attitude has amazed me throughout the year. And then on wins, you send up Vinny Carone, and we didn't think we'd ever talk to you after win. Now Vinny left, so you have to come up and talk to us. Just thank you for your cooperation throughout the year. It's been a joy getting to know you.
Appreciate it, man. You guys have been great. The whole Sodbuster family, all the fans and everybody who make this thing possible just have been awesome to work with all summer. I'm really excited for year 2, and obviously, had some failure, but I think we learned from it, and definitely going to help me out, as a coach heading into the Hastings season as well. So I couldn't thank you guys enough, man, for all the support. I know it wasn't easy all the time, but we stuck with it, man. I think we had a good finish.
And you mentioned it, the fact that Scott has already announced that you're going to be back. I think you're going to be the first guy that's going to be back for a second year, which is really cool. What did you learn in summer ball, and how does that help you translate to maybe from a coaching perspective when you come fall and spring?
Yeah, I think it just kind of keeps you a little bit sharper. Obviously we play 52, 54 games in the summer, so just kind of staying in that, kind of in our off time for college, I think it's just going to kind of help me and give me a little leg up this fall with these guys. And obviously, we got some guys from some big programs who have some great coaches, so just kind of learning some drills, different things, base running, hitting, pitching from them, just to kind of broaden myself as a coach and help our guys at Hastings a little bit more.
Joel Skipper, head coach for Hastings College and the Hastings Sodbusters. Appreciate him joining us throughout the years. We're going to put the finishing touches, hugs all the way around. Oh my gosh, this is just it's YouTube.
Can't
it's
come
a
soon
love
enough,
fest.
Joel. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, it's been fun, and so this is our farewell. And you mentioned it, Ryan. This has been it's been a long and fast-moving season. In some ways, it feels like it's gone on forever. In some ways, it feels like it began yesterday. And here we are at the end of the July and at the end of the season.
It's really gone both ways. At some point, the season couldn't end soon enough, and now with this last month of July, you want it just to go on forever and just have everybody give them some more chances. And with the team that was so hot this month of July, able to treat the Duncan Field fans, who, by the way, you got to give them credit too for the fans that a dozen times saw a loss at home. It was almost embarrassing. We just were like, well, we can't do much more than that. But for them to finally break through and be successful in this last month, we really salute you, Duncan fans. For all of you who couldn't make it out this weekend that are watching at home, we really do appreciate you and keeping the guys engaged with the team. And like many of them said, they've never played in front of a crowd this big, and it was all thanks to you. So for all the Duncan Field and Sodbuster fans at home, thank you.
Connor Christensen, Noah Pagel, they have been the guys next door throughout the year, and sometimes they've had to fill in. Mason Hendricks, big salute to him throughout the course of this year. As if you watched the stream early in the year and seeing the improvements he's made, I know you're a video guy. It's been kind of cool to see those
Tenfold. We appreciate Mason, Connor, Noah. They have done so much for us. They're constantly improving the broadcast game by game and just making small improvements here and there, and we hope that you've enjoyed it, and we are excited to bring you a even better broadcast next year.
And Ryan, really, it's really been a joy getting to know you and learning from a young guy.
And it honestly feels like I've been doing this and covering the Sodbusters forever. It's literally been 2.5 months ago I came to Duncan Field in Hastings, Nebraska for the first time ever. Lincoln native myself. Didn't think I would ever step foot in Hastings, or at least recently. I've been to Grand Island a handful of times, but it was just reaching out to Scott, just looking for some opportunities. Scott was very quick to say yes, and I want to thank Scott. I want to thank Trevor, the Frews, and Steve as well. We've learned so much stuff from each other. We've taught each other so many things, and it has been a healthy and very interesting and the best experience I've ever had calling baseball.
All right, well, we appreciate that. For Ryan, final score once again, Sodbusters win the season finale. Take that, Moo. There's one in a row. 10-8 the final. I'm Steve Stein. Have a great night.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the spirit